time traveling south in Diora. Uh, this is the direction in which the never setting sun sort of sits on the horizon. And there's a pretty long tradition of people. No one has ever like fully mapped out the world here, but everyone tends to head south to do that. That is where a bulk of all of the unknown things lie. Uh, you are in the uncharted lands, and you've, after spending some time lost, found the city of Harat, which the person that hired you, Samba, should be somewhere here. It is not the typical sort of moving tent city. This is something deep into the south that is a permanent resident, and it's kind of like split into four quarters, one of which, the northern corner, seems to be sort of like there's this perpetual fog that's overtaking part of the city, essentially. You come in, I guess, from the north, coming south into the city, where you are met by these sort of giant iron tree gates, and they're open.
Wait, what do you mean Iron Tree Gate?
So a lot of the like metal in this world is grown from trees. Like it's a type of tree that has a wood that has really strong bark, essentially working as forging metal here. People can do what they will with that.
Whoa.
W.
So all of the metal has a sort of like wooden pattern to it.
That actually sounds fire.
Oh, spiritual.
And leading your group, the Silver Foxes. How about
Wink.
Parker? You're a frontliner.
Of course.
Who's strolling into town, and how are you doing so?
Xander Prismari, a 4'11" bulking man dwarf. He's got a very large and beautiful beard and mustache, all white with his age, still showing specks of black towards the inner parts of his lip and under his nose. He wears a a wizard's cap that's too small for his head and kind of curls to the left. He's wearing kind of like wizard cloaks that kind of cover his shoulders and just barely the cape of it ends at the butt, the top of his butt. A couple bracers and a giant great axe on his back. And he has convinced everyone, or at least he attempts to convince everyone, that he is a sorcerer. He comes from a long line of wizards and sorcerers, and though he swings an axe with brute strength, he does tend to have the innate ability of magic,
Wait,
like a sorcerer.
Parker, are you the fucking wizard barbarian from Spire of Volta?
No, I went wild. Wild
I was
magic.
Like, that's so gas.
Oh, we finally made it. This damn fog. It's moist.
Very moist. And behind him, Forrest. Describe your character.
Micah is 6'3", not counting his ears. He is a Herringon. He's a older rabbit folk. He's kind of rustic colored. He's dark and tan brown with these like gray black patches that have been growing ever since you guys have met him. He has an eye patch on his left eye that is bright red with a big old cowboy hat with slots cut out for his ears to go through. And it looks like there's like a buckle on his cowboy hat that almost resembles like a skull face. He has a curled up mustache and a little goatee with a big leather duster. It's black and red. All of the buttons and satchels and clips and belts and loops are all hinged with gold. He has a ton of bandoliers and extra belts and pockets for his ammunition. He has 2 gold, primarily gold, and wooden revolvers on his hips with a big old, well, I guess you'd call it a hammer on his back. But the head of the hammer is a giant revolver chamber. And the handle of the hammer is like a leathery, almost like skin. Yeah. That's Micah Killquick. So he pulls out a cigarette and flicks it from the case into his mouth. Kind of clicks together his nails and lights it. Something sure smells sweet in the air.
Nice. Lee, introduce yourself. What you doing? How you walking in? Who are you? Describe yourself.
You see a very older Caucasian-looking woman, a little hunched over, a little frail with her age, bundled up in a lovely, warm, brown mahogany cloak. Just having a good old time. Come on, dearie, help your elder. She grabs at Jordan's character by the arm.
Oh God, Jordan,
need
this is the perfect
assistance.
time to describe your character.
Oh God,
And
Rizzler,
what
the Granny Rizzler.
Apple will reach up to a rather slightly tanned Caucasian man in his 50s of average height. This kind of long, dirty blonde hair that kind of cascades down to the middle of his back. Has like a couple of twigs in it. Needs to be brushed out. And as well as some gray streaks and some stress beginning to show. Permanent bags under these kinds of piercing but gentle blue eyes of his, and a long kind of black and brown cloak with fur lining that covers a rather simple and cheap shirt, pants, and boots combo. But having, I assume, worked with him before, you would know that underneath he carries a multitude of blades, from daggers to short swords.
Hell yeah.
As he kind of just like takes your hand and kind of like offers a bit of his counterweight to yourself and goes, "Oh, yes, of course, my apologies. Well, this being one of the few bastions we've seen in No Man's Land so far, it's, well, bound to be the right place, no? No signal if not that."
Yes, of course. Oh, to be young again. So beautiful. I could just eat your skin.
Of course, madam. Yes.
Oh, so kind.
And as you all enter, one thing that you immediately notice is, one, there are cats everywhere. You see more cats than you see people, in fact. And the people that you do see are all relatively, like, modestly dressed. No one seems to have any sort of jewelry or anything like that. Most people tend to have tattoos on them. And don't really regard you. It's as you enter. Like, there doesn't seem to be anyone manning the gate, though they do have one. It is just twilight and open currently. with the majority of people being halflings.
Oh, this is
Just everyone
clearly.
here looking for a samba. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, Samba must be associated with many warlocks or witches. Obviously, this place is overran with familiars.
That's what that smell is. Never been a cat man myself.
Maybe there's a lot of fishermen nearby doing their job, or perhaps maybe they're just here as a ward or a deterrent to something outside.
I guess something you would also know. Well, there are no oceans here.
Oh.
There are rivers. No, none of them seem to lead. No, none of them have ever been reached to there. Like they all flow south, and they don't
Okay.
seem to lead to anything. There are a bunch of rivers, but there are no, and there are some lakes, but there are no oceans.
No oceans.
Copy.
What are you guys doing? You guys have just
Oh, we
entered.
should-
Immediately upon sort of entering town, it seems to be not quite residential, but all the buildings here seem to serve sort of like religious function is the vibe that you get. Tons of shrines to various local or even some kami that you might have heard of. More common ones like the kami of the sky, Zathur.
I'm noticing all the religious architecture. I'm gonna like when a white woman like pulls on her purse, I'm gonna like tighten up my duster. I'm gonna push my hat on, make my profile a little bit lower.
Do any happen to remember where Xander Zomber, the employer, said we should meet him at?
Well,
No
best to ask
idea.
around and find out. Maybe people know their name around here. I'll
Well,
try first. Break the
yeah.
ice. And I will walk up to. You said a particular smattering of halflings, but is it just halflings around here and cats, or
For the most part, yeah. You occasionally see humans, but they're very sparse and in between. And something actually rolling perception. Rolling perception.
perception? I gotcha. 21.
You're
You notice that those dressed in obviously religious garb, essentially, those that you can see, seem to not be halflings but gnomes, in fact.
No,
Okay.
you've been gnomed.
I, regardless of religious affiliation, am just going to walk up to the nearest individual and very assumedly just be like, yes, hello, do you know if there is a Samba around here?
Samba, yeah, there's a Samba around here. I know him. I know about him. Who are you?
My apologies. My name is, Mr. Vesker. I'm here to meet with them.
Hmm.
Important business stuff, I promise you.
Outsiders from far up north. And he sort of gives you a sniff, this halfling. He is going to be on Phantasmal. The line between the northern corner and the ghost corner. There's a weapon shop there. He stops by at times. It's very hard to miss. He's one of the only notable people who goes outside and comes back very often.
I think I can work with that information. Thank you. And I'll head back to if they're done with me, I'll head back to the rest of the party and go, good news everyone. On the corner of North and Ghost, there's a weapon
Ghost?
shop that Samba frequents. I think that's just the name of one of the locales here.
I kind of like shiver and tuck my hat down even further. It's like covering my eyes now. I'm not keen on ghosts.
If there's a ghost, I'll deal with it, I promise.
I mean, I ain't afraid of no ghosts, but I don't like
I
'em
didn't.
much.
Well, of course. I am just saying that I will help.
Here, here, Visca. I'll lead the way. And just starts walking in a very obvious wrong direction.
Don't go too far, dearie. You don't want to
Starts
get
heading
lost.
east.
I'm heading east. He usually relies on his more intelligent comrades to keep him in the right direction and point this bull of a man where he actually needs to go. But can't help but want to. We have direction? I'll go it.
I almost do want to just let him go that way and see what's over there, but my prudence says otherwise. Xander, if you would please.
Excellent suggestion. We'll start on the opposite end. Huh.
Right. And I will just like make sure that he's near me while also turning to Miss Wormwood and going, now shall we? I don't want to leave you in the dust or anything.
Why, thank you.
And with
Top
that,
tier, top tier.
the group of you begin to mosey on down. As you head sort of deeper into this city, you notice as you get further away from that sort of like religious interior of everything, you see more ironwood buildings. But a lot of them, there seems to be a lot of abandoned buildings here. And you begin to see less cats and more people as you get closer to the center of town before snaking your way towards, sort of like arriving on North Street, snaking your way towards what he described to you as Ghost. As you get sort of closer and closer, you will notice the temperature begin to drop, and as you hit the edge of Ghost Street, there are sort of like no buildings, really. Or well, they don't seem to be. The sort of the architecture there seems to be very, very different. One, there is fog all along the ground. And two, you sort of hear this sort of whispering coming from beyond the street. If you had to guess, this would be the aforementioned Ghost Quarter that runs along the street, and walking up it, you eventually arrive at a shop described as the Busted Flintlock. It is relatively nice, actually. Like, it's sort of surrounded by sort of like busted, abandoned buildings, and absolutely surrounded by cats. But it looks new. It looks like clean windows. Very idyllic shop, actually.
Flintlock, huh? My kind of
And a
place.
busted one at that. Maybe by the time you're out of this place, it could be called the Fixed Flintlock, eh?
Let's hope so. Well, you want me to do the talking? Or do
Well,
you
I
got a
mean,
mouth on me.
not to say it can't be a shared effort. I wasn't going to make you do all of the work. I just figured that such a name would pique your interest, or at the very least distract you from, the outside fog.
Definitely does. And I'm gonna almost
The
like
fog
put
right
both of my
behind you.
hands in the air and kind of like grasp them together and hit the Robotnik mustache twirl. Well,
Also,
shall
this
we?
music fucking slaps.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I love this. What a vibe.
We are vibing indeed.
And you head inside the Busted Flintlock. As you enter, Forrest, you see a sort of a bullet hit a bullseye right next to the door. On the sort of counter sitting there, there seems to be sort of an older man with long dreadlocks in this sort of like, it looks as if like various sort of different insects have been killed, and their exoskeletons are what makes up an armor for him. And he's got like a very, very sort of like thin, long, flimsy looking like sword sitting on the table beside him, and in his hand there is a little pistol, revolver, golden, that seems to have something written on it in what languages do you speak?
Infernal and Sylvan.
Dwarvish and
Elvish.
Elvish.
Common, Elvish, and Thieves can't.
In Infernal, it seems to read, "God is good." On its on the what would you call it? Like the chamber end of the revolver.
The barrel.
Yeah, the barrel.
Nice shot. Even nicer piece.
Thank you. You're a group of old people.
Oh.
I assume you're the ones that answered my message. And he smiled. He's like as old as most of you.
My eyebrow definitely furrows at him saying that.
Yes, that would be us. And
Well-
are you Samba?
Yeah, I'm Samba.
Well, then we are in the right place.
You are. Now, here's the deal. Mind if I cut to the chase? I am going to give you a reasonable amount of money. And
What's
then
reasonable?
I am going to fuck off and go do something. And you're going to do maybe what I need you to, if you're down with it. And in return, when we meet back up, I'll give you the second half of the money. It's a good plan that we have.
Sounds good, but what's reasonable to you?
For the danger involved. Let me ask you, are you scared of ghosts?
I just go
No.
white.
Afraid of nothing. The weave slashes at all, living and unliving.
Well,
Don't be
if
afraid
you're
of anything.
scared of ghosts, I will give you 6,000 gold now. 6,000 gold when all is said and done. 12,000 gold total.
Is that a lot?
It's a good amount.
It is quite a
Yeah,
handful.
fine.
If I
Well,
may
that's
ask,
me
in
back.
a hypothetical scenario, what if we are not afraid of ghosts? Just asking for a friend.
Oh, well. I don't pay for fear, so, it'd give you a little less.
Oh, well,
Follow-up question. How much is that pretty jewel on your hand worth to you?
This one, and he's going to sort of point at one of the various rings on his. Oh, you mean my gun? Not for sale.
I'm just gonna mutter under my breath in Infernal, God is good.
And he is going to, in infernal, say to you, "Ooh, someone who might be down with the business."
I say back, I think that sentence made my tongue burn a little.
I think that sentence made my tongue burn a little.
Yes.
And he is going to give you a wink and sort of like give his lips like a lick, and you will notice that his tongue is just pure silver.
I'm gonna like rub my hat a little bit and I'm gonna say, Calcifer, you getting a read on this dude? Wake the fuck up, damn it.
What the fuck is Calcifer?
Yeah, who are you talking about?
Oh, this is a scary person.
In what way? Hey, and I'm just gonna like chime up like, hang on a moment, I'm talking to myself over here.
And you notice your eyes sort of like it's throbbing for a moment. I have no doubt in my mind that that man has killed a lot of devils.
Oh, fuck, that's bad news. Alright, I'm gonna bite my tongue. Yeah, we'll do it! Squeezing my eye.
Wonderful. Then, I am going to give you a couple more details. I'm going to be honest with you, really. Restless Rainbow, it is not a item per se. It's a girls' club. And one of the members of this club happens to have made an untimely departure and is somewhere in our ghost quarter here. So, this is a multi-stage thing. I need you to go find a dead hag and ask her about her coven's anathema.
Coven's anathema.
Anatomy? Oh, why do they want to know about anatomy? Just pick up a book.
No. Anathema. You see, a hag cannot be killed by normal means. A hag needs to be killed by meeting certain conditions. Conditions known as an anathema. This coven, they're up to no good. They're up to no good at all. You can trust me on that. And now, I am working on saving the world, so I'm a little too busy right now. And I need to delegate this task to you.
I understand.
You can
if you would
meet me-
allow me to... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
You can meet me in the middle here, we can discuss. But by the time you're done, I probably won't be here anymore. I will tell you where to meet me, but you wanted to say something?
Oh, right. I was just going to allow you to please let me recourse and say... So you said that this Restless Rainbow, it is a place from which this woman went missing.
It is
And
a
I imagine that...
girls' club. It is a,
Coven?
normal word. It's a hag's club called Restless Rainbow. One of their members,
Made an untimely departure of sorts. You said that, yes.
for one
Does our search involve the locating of this person who made an untimely departure?
Yes, her soul is in our ghost quarter.
We had to ask her about the anathema.
Yes, she might take a little convincing, but
I'm sure that we can do in a variety of ways. I am aware that you said it was a soul, so it may be a bit more abstract than this, but could you maybe provide a physical description of sorts? Anything we know to look out for, or is this the we're going to know once we see her type?
well, A hag is nothing pretty to look at, but when I killed her, I put a bullet through her brain, so she should have a hole right there, and she should have outrageously pretty green eyes.
You're saying that even the soul will have a hole in its cranium from your gun.
The way I kill them, they do.
I can see why your revolver is not for sale. Well, nevertheless, thank you for the descriptor.
kinda
I'm
scoff
sure that is
behind you.
more than enough for us.
Well, then it's good. We have a deal.
Wait,
Now,
really quickly. I'm curious. You want us to convince a dead hag of the coven of how they all could die?
yes.
What makes you think she has split her loyalties?
Well,
I think we have to
Because they abandoned her.
to us. Oh,
Oh, that makes it much easier.
And here I was thinking that by your pure, charm alone, as well as your intimidation tactics, we could probably find a way. I say to you, Xander.
Always the charmer.
Well, with that, thank you, Mr. Somba.
Wait,
I
follow-up
have no
question.
more questions here, but he does.
Appreciate you. Is there a deadline you're looking for? You said you're busy saving the world, so I'd hate to,
Yes, meet me on Mount Nazari in 3 days.
Mount Nazari? Isn't that
It
where
is,
the dragons was?
You are not from. Well, you've never heard of this place.
Oh,
You're in
I guess
uncharted
not.
territory. And he's going to say, "Oh, you come from much further north," and he is going to give you a little sliver of map, something I've been working on, which includes this portion of the south. You see this founded city of Harath there, one of the only permanent residents on this map. The others are sort of paths that cities take as they move along. And deeper south, past this sort of like blossomless scar is what it seems to be called. There seems to be a Mount Nazari to the southeast.
I will walk forward and take the map, and when I do, I'm gonna whisper to him in Infernal, and I'm gonna say, when we reconvene, we can discuss how you came to be a devil hunter.
And he is going to look at you and smile, and he's just going to say, "I'm sure me and Calcifer have a lot to discuss."
I'm just gonna kind of like put my hand over the little skull face on my hat.
Nothing gets past this nose.
And I'll give him a. Well, I'm winking, but it looks like I'm blinking. Well, 3 days.
Yeah.
Let's get tooting, silver foxes.
Couldn't agree more.
On our way
Anything
out.
that's needed. And he's
Isn't
going to.
Oh, sorry.
Actually, no sale. Here, take, and he's going to sort of, from his sort of desk, dig into the bottom of it, and he's going to sort of like with his knuckles pull out 4 greater healing potions.
Whoa.
I'm sure each of us could hold on to one of those. No need to hoard, especially in case anything bad happens and we're a little away from each other.
Oh, you all split that up among yourselves. My magic will keep me boisterous as always. And if I ever do go down, because it's only happened once, I'm sure one of you faster ones will come over and pick me back up.
I can hold on to yours. After all, it's much more likely that I will be wherever you are, then, well, no disrespect, of course, but you tend to be a bit more personal with your fighting style than those of magic and flintlock pistols.
Ah, a battle mage must always be at the front. Ever
Exactly.
vigilant vanguard for his allies.
Well, then I will take yours and administer it to you should you, in the rare Finch case, need it.
Silverton Vesca. Thank you, boy. Also, the 6,000 gold. Have you already given that to us?
He's gonna smile and say, check your pockets.
What?
I have no pockets.
Oh my.
I check one of my
And
pockets.
those of you
Gonna
that check your
you
pockets,
with
there's
that.
not shit there. And he's gonna say, just kidding. And he's gonna drop a bag of gold on the table.
Ha, you got me good.
Oh, what a jokester.
Xander's gonna kind of squint at him. Deceiver.
Same.
How
I'm
much
leaning,
that?
I'm leaning over Xander. We're both squinting at you.
Trying to show your colors there, Deceiver. And the last thing I'll bother you with, are there any other friendly type shops we can go to potentially utilize this newfound currency for our travels forward?
If you're up for it, you can always go to some of the local shrines. They offer various blessings. This is a very, typically the people who pass through here aren't staying here long, unless they're here to stay forever. You can find basic supplies, but I'm one of the only weapon shops here.
Well, I think, with all due respect, in that department, we are quite equipped already.
You never know.
Aye.
This is true. Fraud
We'll check.
present and future threats
No
ahead.
such thing as too many weapons.
I'm just.
Well, unless
my
you start
eye is
tripping
locked
over
on
them.
that pistol.
You said what?
I said my eye is just locked on that pistol.
Your eye is just locked onto that pistol.
Wipe a bit of drool from my lip.
Lady,
Well,
Shoot it?
Oh.
Yeah, fuck it, why not?
And he's going to put into your hands. God is good. To which you feel a throbbing in your eye. Holding this weapon, you can feel it sort of like, it has this like, it's this energy that you're familiar with, actually. It is the sort of signature that would typically come off of a Devil Lord.
Oh my.
Feels good.
Give it a shoot.
And I'm gonna take aim, and I'm just rolling my normal.
Roll your normal +3.
Well,
Wait, +3.
This is a
Mm-hmm.
+3 weapon.
Oh wow. I did not choose a magical item. I'm just now freaking about that.
So.
Hurry,
You
hurry,
should do that.
hurry.
Damn!
28.
It was a
he hits that
magical.
shit.
You do hit through, and you watch as it releases this sort of like black vial sort of bullet. As it fires, you can't help but feel as if a piece of your soul has gone with you, and it lands onto that sort of ironwood base plate, and singes and eats away at it with this sort of residual effect.
Fine craftsmanship. You make this yourself?
No. I like collecting trophies. This is one of the trophies that I collected from a not so good dude.
I will hand it back to him, and Inferno will say, I'll make sure to stay on the up and up, man.
And he is going to, in Infernal, say, "Don't worry, I don't bother with devils of that minimal power level."
I kind of like frown, show my teeth a little bit. Mm-hmm.
And then he is going to sort of lean in and whisper to you, "But keep growing for me, and eventually you might be worth my time."
I'm gonna look back at him kind of blankly and say, "I'm not the one you gotta worry about," and I'm gonna point up to my hat.
Interesting kind of relationship. Interesting. Well, if you're not gonna buy anything, I've given you your magic items. You've got a couple days. Get some blessings. Do what you will.
Right, of course. 3
The
days
ghost
on Zerai.
right.
The whole limbo.
Yes.
Thank you for your time. And your, frankly, quite amusing and uplifting parlor tricks.
Of course, I am going to go right now, and he is going to sort of from a sort of side holster, similarly pull out a book and very quickly parse through it. There. Good thing I already did that. And he's going to sort of point around him at the ground, make sure everything is good, close the book, and give you a sort of salute. "See you later," and teleport away.
Did he just leave us in his shop unattended?
Nothing of value here, I'm
saw
sure.
the, yes.
What a
Besides,
strange fellow.
who's not to say he couldn't just pop right back in immediately if we started stealing.
Well, I mean,
That is to not assume that you got any ideas or anything,
no,
but
just think it's a little funny.
I think so too. Let's go now. He did say 3 days only, and we best get all the head start we need, lest some of us get cold or, arthritic feet. That is to
What?
say, and I'll start heading outside.
Alright, where are you guys heading?
Shrine!
So he said in the Ghost District. To look for somebody with piercing, beautiful green eyes and... sorry, not to detract, but... Micah, are you well?
Yeah. Just a little
Oh,
eye pain. But I'm good.
that's fair, just checking.
Appreciate you.
And in your head, Calcifer is just like, "Did he call me a fucking a weak devil?" And is just kind of like giving a little bit of a temper tantrum in your head right now.
I'm just gonna whisper back.
Fuck that guy! Fuck that guy!
Calm yourself. We got a pact. You make me the best. I'll get you the rest. Don't worry about it.
So
I
we
will
have
give
a
you some more
map,
power.
final destination.
I'll give you some more power right now if you promise to kill him.
When the time is right. When the time is right.
So we have a map for the final destination. That means the only thing left up to our discretion is how we go about finding this recently departed hag. I'm sure that wherever the fog goes, that is where the Ghost District surely is. So as long as we stick near it, stay in the thickness, then eventually we're bound to find this spooky apparition. I'm sure they love fog and darkness and things like that.
Lay Applewood. Well, since we're dealing with hags, and you're quite the elderly caster, do you think you might have some knowledge on them and their ways, culturally appropriate speakings that maybe you might want to lead this conversational piece when we meet her.
Are you talking to Apple?
Absolutely, Lady Apple.
Whenever you go and look at her, you will see her eyes closed and what appears to be just a little tiny snot bubble coming out of her nose. She is fast asleep right now, standing up.
I love this part. And he just gets real close to her and just goes, "Whoa!"
You see the snot bubble pop, and then she
Yeah.
lifts her hand to your cheek. Oh dearie, you don't need to shout so loud. I'm not going deaf. Ooh-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo.
It's just my daily check you're alive. That's all.
Oh,
Anyways,
thank you. So
and then he
kind, so handsome. What a young, strapping man. Ooh-hoo-hoo-hoo.
and he starts to blush. Anyways, and he repeats what he says of asking if maybe you know a little bit of the culture of the hag covens, and maybe if you wanted to lead the conversation with this ghost when we meet it.
Why, of course. I've run into so many hags in my day. You know, they used to call me a hag back in the day. Ooh-hoo-hoo.
And you're saying that stopped. Anyway, he does bring up a good point with your
I'm just in the
magic
back, eyes on the
senses.
ground.
Do you
My eyes definitely bulged out too. I'm like,
Roasted.
do you possibly have some kind of, speaking of your magic, of course, way to possibly define or locate or, I don't know, gain some kind of extrasensory way to possibly perceive or locate such a creature around here?
Oh, sweet, sweet child. I am here for one thing and one thing only. I love to kill. I am not here to track. That's your job, sweetie.
Right, my apologies. I was simply thinking that maybe if we headed in the right direction of this ghost, we could find something to kill as well. But if you would rather save your energy, then I will be sure to do that part.
Well, let's see. She pulls a stick from her bag. Um, she puts it on the ground and then like standing up and holds it on one end, and then she lets go and whatever direction it drops in, gonna head that way.
What? Okay.
He said
I
what?
fuck with it.
So me
Do me a favor.
personally,
Roll me a. Well, you know for certain it's in the direction of the ghost quarter,
yeah.
which you can see. So I guess you point it towards the ghost quarter and see kind of which direction through there you go. Roll me a d100.
Okay. Is that lucky?
I don't know. I don't know. It lands in a direction.
I would like to go in that direction.
Hell yeah. And you are the first to parse through this fog. It is immediately one sort of cold and drying. Like you can see, you like whatever moisture there is on your body whenever you touch it, it sort of immediately begins to like evaporate away. And two, you immediately see, similar to sort of the bulk of town, you see cats everywhere, but in place of people, you see what must be hundreds of ghosts that were going about their day, but as one sort of stops and looks at you, more and more eyes begin to sort of turn and stop what they're doing and go about it. And then all the cats look at you as well.
Oh.
Don't mind the undead. I'm sure they're just curious as we are them.
And they are whispering to themselves.
City.
Mhm.
Would I be able to utilize my magic awareness ability or feature, and kind of like hone in on like necromancy, to the extent of trying to find a high concentration of necro magic, which would be like a hag soul, I'm only assuming.
Okay. Yeah. Let me see magical awareness. Until the end of your next turn, you can look at.
And I know it says specifically spell or magic item, but also
Yeah, I know what
yeah.
you mean. As you sort of open your awareness and look at the things around you, there is obviously a lot of necromancy everywhere, but further into the ghost quarter, you can really smell it. It seems to be two extremely powerful sources of necromancy coming from deeper within the quarter.
And as he uses this, like all of his magic, the concentrated part of his body that is using any kind of spell or magic will kind of glow this luminescent red and blue that kind of shimmers, and only his nose seems to crackle with that magic energy as he I might be able to help you find this hag, this undead wench. I've got a nose for these things, you see. And like usual, Xander is just going to just start walking in a direction.
All right, do you guys follow?
Yeah.
I think this time I trust him.
Which of the sources are you going to go towards, or just a random one?
Because Xander is a simple man, we'll just roll a d4 evens for the larger one, or one to the left, one to the right kind of concept. Evens left, odds right. Roll. We are going left, whichever the leftmost source is.
All right. You head down the sort of windy roads of the ghost quarter. Everything here seems to be stone and not in the style of the rest of the city. And when I say stone, I mean like actual stone. Like not like none of this is made out of like tree iron or anything like that. It also doesn't really look like anything that you've ever seen before. Much older. And who's leading the way? Oh, you are. Parker,
I'm
roll
sure
me
Xander is, yeah.
perception.
A perception, eh? Aye.
Take off that +3, so it would be
15.
15, please.
Okay. You, out of the corner of your eye, see. It seems to be like a feminine figure was sort of like looking at you through one of the like the corners of a building, and as your sort of eyes land on her, she disappears around the corner.
The group sorcerer has sniffed out the strongest necromantic weave within this district. Shall we follow that spectral hag? She's this way.
Absolutely, please lead the way.
And
No
per usual.
doubt. I have small legs.
What's his name? Veska! Help
Who's
me,
in the
Sappo.
back also?
Sorry, what'd you say, CD?
Feel like I
Who's
was
in the back of the party?
The rabbit.
I'm sure. Oh,
I thought I would be second, but I mean, I can be.
that is true. I was gonna say, I
I
imagine Miss Wormwood is carrying up the rear just from being the slowest, and I'm accompanying her to make sure she doesn't get lost.
I will say I'm just
Can
grabbing
both of you
onto
guys-
to someone's arm, walking side by side. So I guess it's both of us.
Can
Can
will
both
have
of you guys roll me perception?
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Yes, sir. If my Google will respond, she's
Please,
friggin'-
Google. Just work.
23.
Well, what's happening? What are we doing today?
Vesker, as
Mhm.
you are sort of walking this your old lady friend Apple down the street, from around you, similarly, you hear a sort of like a gasp, and when you look in the direction, you see similarly a sort of feminine figure sort of among the buildings who very quickly seems to be hiding from you, like sort of dodges your gaze.
From me of all people. And I don't even consider myself that threatening or frightening. Miss Apple, if I may stop for a second.
Yeah.
And Micah and Xander, as you two are kind of continuing ahead, I go, if you would please stop for a second. I think we need a breather and perchance a slight detour. I can't help but notice just out of the bare corner of my eye. I wouldn't consider us to be the most threatening or unseemly folk around, no? Would you say that perchance there's no reason for someone to need to hide or run from us?
I've known plenty of people to see someone of my age and stature to be intimidated by my pure vigor and unadulterated attunement to magic and brute
Yes, of
force.
course.
As you're saying that, Xander, you hear somebody sort of repeat exactly what you just said, but in like an annoying voice.
You hear that? Sounds like someone's trying to sound like me. And he's just
Yeah,
turning
I
in
thought it was
circles
an
with
echo.
his,
No one
great
else hears
axe around.
that.
Oh, come
Oh,
on
oh.
now. Come here. Mimic. Wisp of the night.
You good, Mike? Wait, hold up.
You all hear them taunting me.
You good, buddy?
Of course I'm good. Only after I see who says that. Come at me.
I'll keep my eyes peeled.
We mean you no harm unless you dare
Sounds like
taunt
a
me
trickery
again.
And as you say, lest you dare taunt me again, you hear it again.
And you all watch his body start to, his entire, because most of his skin is just, he's just wearing like trunks and this
Lest you
very
taunt me
short
again.
cape. And he just starts glowing the blue and red luminescent skin as if he's about to rage. Now, no need for childish tricks unless you want to see me angry. And
And
he's just spinning in circles.
as
Don't worry,
you
Xander, we're right
say
here.
that,
Oh shit! What the fuck?
Oh.
Hey,
Wait a
yeah.
second.
does a 21 hit you?
Sadly,
my.
You watch as very quickly, sort of from the wall where you're standing by, a ghostly figure. Sort of, it's like a sort of like
Wait.
with ballet dancer like movements.
City.
Jumps like you're in a sort of like alleyway and jumps from through the wall from one building to the next and just sort of gives you a singular slash as she does so. And you take
God damn!
God damn.
Yeah.
Better
Oh
me than
my
anyone
God.
else.
25 damage.
Yeah, he just kind of tilts to the side, turns his back where it was, and raises his great axe. Does he see what slashed at him? Ouch.
You saw the figure of a girl, but it is gone again. It sort of like went through the wall and faded.
Now you all don't think that I'm making it up now, do ye? Yeah. And he looks at his bleeding wound and his luminescent skin starting to now crackle with energy as his rage is literally about to pop off.
Goodness. Hold on there and peel away from the wall a bit before such a thing jumps out again. I think that was a bit more than a taunt.
Hang on, buddy. And I'm gonna walk ahead of everybody else so that they can't see. And City, I'm going to raise my eye patch, and my eye is just a bright red with a fiery iris, and I am looking around this this motherfucking alleyway.
In this alleyway, you notice there seem to be 3 things hiding from you. You sort of see them as these sort of wispy flames in your hell sight vision. One, you see actually basically they're extremely close to where Apple is standing, sort of in the darkness, staring at your party from behind. And then on either side of you, in the buildings, again, you see the sort of the magical signatures of these 2 individuals. These clearly in a sort of stance that would indicate they're holding weapons. One of which, obviously, if assuming you were paying it all attention, this would have been the same creature that just sort of pirouette danced around and hit your big barbarian friend.
How dare they?
I'm gonna point both of my hands and both of them. Let's say we got bogeys incoming. And then put a thumb behind my back to the one behind Apple.
You go ahead.
No, please.
I'll kind of still standing near Apple. You'll just watch me kind of elbow the 2 sides of my cloak to kind of reveal my shirt and my midriff, and I'll just draw 2 short blades, one of which kind of being forged from this deep jet black crystal, and just kind of twirl the 2 of them in my hands and go, well, either we're not welcome here, or they're trying to welcome us into their ilk. That is to say, the dead. Be on your guard, ladies and gentlemen. I do not wish for that to happen to Xander or any of us again. Perhaps, if they jump out again, we can thoroughly convince them with a little bit of force to direct us to our objective.
And
I'm gonna go ahead.
You say with a little bit of force to direct you from our invention. Again, you see sort of jumping from behind sort of you and Apple. You see sort of this creature run through the darkness at you and attempt to strike. This time with advantage.
Oh, by the way, I guess I don't think it would have changed anything, but Xander does have the Great Axe of Warning, so we can't be snuck up on to the extent of any kind of surprise attacks or anything like that. So I'm still down with the magic attack hitting me, but we no longer can be surprise. We know they're there and everything like that.
Love that.
Okay.
Alright,
Nice.
disadvantage.
I warned you.
Does a 17 hit you?
Me?
Yes.
Yes, it does. I'll uncanny dodge it though, to half the damage.
Okay.
Oh.
You take half of 20, 10.
Okay. So,
And oh wait. And you see from its sort of mark, it's this sort of rotting claw attack that scraped by you through the darkness. You see the sort of wound start to fester, and you see your sort of you're a rogue. The kind of you feel as if the healing capabilities of your body are what's being attacked. It's your your literal constitution. You are cursed.
What the fuck?
Well,
No. Pleasantries are over.
does this creature that kind of made this rotting claw at me kind of duck away and run? Or do I have
Yes,
time to react?
It begins to run immediately.
Do I have time to react? Is it like kind of attempts to
If you
hit
have
and run?
do you have a reaction? Yes.
I have an opportunity attack.
Ah, you cannot make an opportunity attack right now.
Okay.
Oh.
Should we roll initiative?
Can we please
Yes,
stop letting
roll
us
me some
beat up?
initiative.
Finally!
Yippee!
At
Get me
first
on that
sounded like I
Let me
board!
move these
Yeah,
guys.
yeah. Where we at? Loading the ghost
Oh
quarter.
god damn!
Oh my god, no!
This shit is dark as hell.
Yeah, there's a lot of darkness here.
It's not magical though, right?
No, not magical.
Okay, I got 60 feet of dark vision. Shouldn't that help
I have
though?
dark vision.
Do I don't think I do.
How do I apply it to where my characters on my map doesn't like show that it's, or is it because the game is paused?
It should automatically, like, if your character is something with dark vision in it, like, adjust the circle based on what you can see.
It ain't doing that. It's really dark.
Here's what I'll do.
And technically I can see the token, so if there was not like an easy fix, we could totally just keep going and just pretend the 60 feet that I can see, I go for.
Yeah, just tell me if there is something in. I'll tell you if there's something within range, pretty much.
Awesome, awesome. Sounds good to me. Yeah, this circle right here. Perfect.
You know, I really thought I would have dark vision.
As a human, lady.
You know what I'm playing.
I know I'm being silly.
We got our secrets.
I also can
But-
see
Secret
invisible
Andy over here.
within 60 feet.
Oh, do I need to put my own token down for rolling initiative?
Oh wait, I need to
For whatever reason.
toggle the fight.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Based. Got it. I too have
You
it.
can do it now.
Okay, sweet.
Okay.
Oh, I got so confused for a second. I was like, there's no way I rolled a 2 on my initiative.
How many of us? We rolled so high. What
You
the
guys
hell?
rolled so high. You guys actually all go first before any of the enemies.
I guess I'll just
Wait.
do a main roll because my initiative is not rolling.
What
you
the
bitch.
fuck? Why did I
It's
roll
already
twice?
rolled. It says you rolled a 22.
It does?
Wait,
Yeah.
No, wait. No. I'm player 5. Wait, huh? Oh, is that who that is? Oh, that is. Thank you.
Wait,
I was like,
what?
man. I guess because it doesn't say my name, I got really confused.
are there two
Yeah, I don't know
player
why it
six?
does that.
I'm player 6.
Okay.
What the fuck? Why did
I think
roll
it's like
twice?
us is like,
It has
Player-
2 of you. Here, I'll
Like
put
the
down.
the actor numbers we picked.
yeah, not the character.
Wait,
Yeah.
so who rolled the 23? And who rolled an 11?
You
I
did.
I
You
believe
did,
you rolled the
motherfucker.
20. Oh,
Why did I roll twice? Somebody didn't roll.
no. You're based. Just do whatever you want.
Jumpy Rabbit,
Okay.
Mojo.
You're
Jojo.
first.
The hair.
Okay.
Hair.
We got some
Oh,
Ghostly battle music.
Do I see anyone?
Oh, yes.
Risky in here.
Currently, where are you? Where are
I
you?
can't ping. Oh, I'm right here.
Ah, yes, into the dock.
Oh,
You should be able to see within
Mhm.
like 60 feet. Invisible and shit. I think it lasts for a minute or so. Hell sight. Lasts for.
you see through these sort of like ruined walls of this building. You would see someone here.
Alright.
Mm.
Then, Wait, they're in the building?
Yes, they are in the building. They kind of like phase through the wall to attack you.
You know what? Guns go through. I mean, bullets go through buildings. Let's try it, right? I am going to
Yeah.
put my left hand. I'm gonna like make a circle in front of my eye, and because you're also a magical person, Apple, you would see all the black spots on my body and the face on my hat begin to glow with this ghost fire. As the face like forms into this, basically Calcifer, this flaming little face, and I'm going to make this circle, and I'm going to put my baleful interdiction at a level 2 on this guy. As it just like, I'm looking at him and it just manifests a target on his head. And then I'm just gonna slide my pistols out. And we're gonna take 2 shots.
Make me 2 shots with disadvantage, because this thing has blurred form.
Ooh, still really good.
20 hits, 12 does not, because its armor is slightly increased because of the wall.
For sure. Ooh, goddamn. And then I get 6 temp HP, and I'm not going to pop my seal. And
Huh?
what the fuck? That was weird. I'm gonna move back a little bit into this little corner area. I can't see shit. Bro, I can't.
It is
We are
pitch
blind.
black.
I
Yes,
believe
sir.
canonically this is just what Auntie Ethel's my Apple's wish is.
And that's it for me.
Alright. With that, Parker Senpai,
Hi.
it's your turn.
Alright, so obviously in front of me and behind me, ghosts have gone into the buildings. Are there any entrances into the buildings or any others that I can see within range to attack?
Yes,
Oh, wait.
there's
is
an
this-
entrance.
Oh, okay. Right, where you
Right.
just pinged?
Yeah,
Okay.
around here. You can like turn that corner. You could be able to turn that corner and step inside.
Alright. We will do that. My 35 movement. And as I run in, you guys watch as the dark alley around him starts to glow this crackling blue and red, and it sparks off of him as he goes into a rage. Arrgh! And his wild surge starts to take place. And as he's running, oh yeah. At least the 3 of you, as he runs into the building, there's almost like this floating feminine pixie that is crackling with fire and lightning, and it just spins right behind him into the room. So I will have an intangible spirit as an ally. It appears within 5 feet of one creature of your choice, which I choose the creature in front of me. At the end of the current turn, the spirit explodes, and each creature within 5 feet of it must make a dex save, and then it lasts until my rage ends, and I can keep making more spirits with consensual bonus actions. As the pixie is now floating around this spectral creature, and he will raise up his great axe. With this wand, I bolster it with my prismatic magic, and I will cast my bolstering magic.
Hell yeah.
Ooh, okay.
And now for 10 minutes, the creature can roll a d3 whenever making an attack or an ability check. Add the number rolled to the d20. And then he will just stand there as a glowing lightning and fire dwarf, prepared for battle. And I will end my turn.
Nice.
With that, it is Jordan, your turn.
I could really stand to be able to see around here. I'm sure that wouldn't hurt some of my friends' visions. I would like to low-level gameplay, Andy. As an action, I'd like to kind of reach behind and take this little middle apparatus kind of hooked to my backpack, and as it kind of clinks and dangles as I bring it in front of me, with one free hand, the other having a sword in it, I would like to light a hooded lantern and give myself 30 feet of bright light and additional 30 feet of dim light.
Yeah.
That is a thing that
Yeah.
can be done.
Huge.
Right here.
Just damn me.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, Jordan.
Thank God.
Using
Need
items,
light
baby!
So bad.
Using items.
Yes,
Nah,
sir.
nah.
Hell yeah. Which also, for some reason, your character's like token isn't there. Like,
It's
you know, like
not there.
the outward token. I don't see it.
You don't see the token?
Oh, I can
Yeah, I
see
don't
it.
see your
it.
token. Oh well, if you guys see it, that's all that matters. All right.
EM.
Okay.
Yeah, for some reason I don't. But what would you like to do?
Alrighty, that was my action. So as a bonus action, let's see here. I'm going to... 10, 15, 20, 25, 30... Oh, the light just stayed where I was. It didn't go with me. Whoopsie.
Oh, I'll move it.
Crazy.
Yeah, not a problem.
Actually, there should be a way for me to just like make you glow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you were able to do that with Copernicus.
On
Yes,
blog.
sir, I was.
It was so cool too. Chromatic.
Yeah. I was a walking rave.
It's 30 feet dim, 30 feet bright.
Yeah, 30 feet bright, 30 more feet dim. Yeah. This is true. In that case, I will just yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
That nigga glowing.
Yeah, yo.
Screaming.
In that case,
Right,
I will
for
just...
this, as you sort of reveal it to the light, you see this sort of like it's this older, sort of like covered head to toe in wrappings that seem to have this like long, like sort of arcanic spell inscribed onto them. This seems to be a sort of mummy.
You poor
Gross.
soul. I will put you to rest yet, and I will end my turn there.
All right. Auntie Apple, your turn.
Woo.
I see a creature in front of me.
Now through the light, you see that creature that Forrest is fighting.
Yes.
Jordan?
You guys
Jordan.
can't attack my friend. No.
See, you do care.
Yes, you are all my children.
Oh.
Let me see. Bow. I'll just see how it goes. I'm gonna cast in Eldritch. You say I can see the fucking creature Forest is fighting, but I have no idea where Forest is. I do see the
I
thing in
think he
front
meant
of.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see the thing
Here.
in front of Jordan, which is that's the beast I will throw. I think I will throw a Eldritch Blast at it.
Nice.
Oh, ho, 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 ho.
Ooh,
yeah.
Okay. All right.
That's a
Ooh.
critical.
Auntie Apple.
You're joking me, actually.
That's,
It's something. It's something.
It's something.
It's something.
God.
I
Wait.
think City should let you re-roll that.
No, you get
Wait,
to do that a second time because you're an above 5th level caster.
I do?
So you get to make this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Like you get to do Eldritch
two
Black
attacks.
twice. Plus do. Oh no, never mind. Yeah, I guess it is just +4.
Yeah, it
Continue.
calculated it.
Continue.
Wait, did it include my Agonizing Blast?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
see
because
it.
you added your modifier,
That's
which it
plus-
normally
that's-
does not do.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait,
Yeah,
so
I
do I
did.
roll again? Another damage?
Yeah,
or-
you
No,
roll
no,
You make another attack.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
Watch another nat 20.
Ooh, that
God
Nope,
damn
a
you.
little different.
Okay.
What does your magic look like when you use it? Sweet
It looks
old
like-
lady.
Like lightning.
Okay. Got a sip.
Searing hot white light that almost crackles blue in the afterglow. You
Hell
you
yeah.
ever like stare at a light and like after the light has like moved, you still see like a trail?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's how her magic looks.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
And I think I shall move closer to this beast. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yes, you can leave me there. Wait, hold on. What does quicken casting do? 'Cause I definitely took that.
Quicken
Casting
spell
bonus
just lets you
action.
cast something as a bonus action instead of an action at the cost of some sorcery
Yeah, so you
points.
could bonus action, because you Eldritch Blast is a cantrip, so you could cast a spell right now as a bonus action.
Which is
Yeah.
pretty sick.
Oh, I can? I
Yeah.
can cast
if you use a
another
sorcery
spell right
point.
now?
Like
Yeah,
like
that's
an
what-
actual spell.
If you use
Yeah.
sorcery points, yeah, it'll say how
Yeah, if you
many.
use your sorcery points, yeah.
Yeah,
Yes, I should
you
only
can
have
just
3. Yeah. I
take
get
a
those
spell
back
that was
on long
As a
rest,
short
right?
rest.
yes,
Short rest?
Long rest? Okay.
long rest. No, sorcery points come back on a long rest.
Okay, yeah.
It'd be even better than warlocks if that was the case.
Yeah, I was gonna say that would just be coffee luck, but not even needing the warlock if they came back on short rest. Because
Yeah.
part of their gimmick is that you can turn spell slots into sorcery points and sorcery points into spell slots
yeah.
On blob.
on blob. But yeah, quicken spell just at the cost of some sorcery points, it'll say how many. Lets you turn a spell or cantrip that normally takes an action into a bonus action for your turn.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, 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 yes. I think. I'll save it though. I will end my turn.
Alright. In that case, it is the mummy's turn. And it is going to look at you, Jordan, and it is going to put a hand on your shoulder and just stare into your eyes as it tries to hit you with a dreadful glare. Make a
Alrighty,
wisdom saving
goodness.
throw.
Wisdom save? I gotcha. 20.
Nice.
Wait, that's not advantage. I don't know why I did it. The first one was a 19, so it's a 20, so it's fine. My
Okay,
fault.
huge.
I misclicked advantage, but it was the first one, so 20.
Alright. And it's gonna be this thing's turn. And it is going to slash at you, Barker Zenbai.
Damn.
21.
Get away from her.
That'll do it.
You take 22.
I am raging, so unless that's all magical damage and none slashing, bludgeoning, or piercing.
Is all slashing.
Okay, so half that is, what'd you say, 22?
Yeah, 11.
Alright, 54. Yeah! Is that all you've got?
That is all it has for now, because it's the other one's turn. And it is going to move up on you, Forrest. And come up with a blade and attempt to swipe. Oh.
He said, "Oh,
Huge.
hold
And then it is going to sort of keep going behind you and then into this next building.
Damn, so it went back into the wall?
Yeah.
Bitch.
How far from me is it?
From you, it's like through the wall. So however thick that wall is, it's on the other side.
Okay, how stable does this wall look?
Everything here is very ghostly and decrepit, so not very stable.
Okay.
But and it's your turn.
Yes, sir.
We're at the top of the round.
Let's go, baby.
Yes, sir. Wow. I'm gonna like drop my duster, and I am just engulfed in this ghost flame. As I you fucked up now, buddy. I'm gonna use my strike from the dark. Invocation.
From the dark.
And I'm going to reach into my shirt collar and pull out my spellcasting focus. It is a braided cord. Well, it's a charm with a braided cord with a bullet with my name on it in the center. And I'm just gonna hold it out, and I'm gonna drop a hex on this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Let's go, baby.
All
Okay.
right.
So, now I'm gonna body this nigga.
Gambling gun gear. What the fuck?
Oh,
shit.
15 hits.
Hey! Let's
Okay.
go.
They do not have high AC.
Let's go. We
Wait,
needed
okay.
this.
Good damage. Good
So
damage.
that 5 city is lightning. As I yank the chain on my hammer, and the chamber begins to spin, and I'm just gonna swing it through the wall. And as soon as it hits, the cartridge explodes into this lightning ball.
You
And-
hear this sort of agonizing "Ah!" as you hit this sort of incorporeal ghostly creature, and the like lightning sort of crashes through its body. Do not vote with us.
Hell yeah. And hang on one second.
15.
When you hit an interdicted creature with a melee weapon, you have advantage. You can roll a number of d4s equal to your proficiency bonus and deal extra damage. This increases by 1d4 if it is in dim light. So that is
It is in dim light.
4d4 on top.
Whoa, nice.
So that is 23 for the first hit. And
Okay.
as I spin around, I'm gonna yank the chain again. Okay, so it's only the first attack that has advantage. I assume it's 16
16
hits. Huge.
Yep.
Oh wait, did I roll the versatile damage? Whoopsie. God damn. Okay, and that 8 is force as the chamber explodes again in almost like ghost flame. This force damage.
Nice,
Alright.
dude.
Nice.
How
That
much is that total?
22 plus what was that first one?
23.
45.
45.
45. Let me ask you a question.
Uh,
How would you want to do this?
hell. As I smack, I'm gonna have Calcifer go out and just consume this thing whole and come back into my hat.
Yeah.
Just
You watch
flaming ghost.
as this sort of flaming ghost-like creature extends out of your hat and grips this ghost and actually drags it down to hell where it belongs.
Fuck yes.
Let's go.
And then I have 40 feet of movement, so I'm going to come over here. And that is my turn. Wait, was it over here? I think
Alright.
it's right here.
All right.
Yippee! I'm gonna pick up my duster and throw it back over my shoulder. And
Oh
run.
yeah. And it's your turn, Parker Senpai.
Just so I didn't like ruin the flow of like the start of the round, the pixie does explode, behind this
fuck yeah.
thing. And essentially he just says, "Ignite the storm and burn the sky." And the pixie just laughs as it starts to explode and kind of it bulges outwards and then just blows up. It needs to make a dex save. Yes.
7.
Oh, that fails. It takes a D6. Yeah, damage is good, baby. All right. And at the start of his turn, he'll use his bonus action to resummon it. Arise and flame. Spark the skies once more, my pixie ally. And it will just poof, reappear right behind him with crackling and fire.
Like a phoenix. You watch as this thing ignites, sort of bursts and falls to ash, and then you watch as that ash sort of reforms.
Yes, sir. And then as the ghost is turning to look at this thing, he's just gonna say, wrong way. And he is just gonna reckless swing at this thing.
Nice.
24.
Attacks again. Oh wait.
Okay.
This thing are made at disadvantage, so it would be normal. I forgot to say that for Forrest also, but.
So.
No, yeah.
Could I just take
he did do it with disadvantage.
Oh yeah. Oh, I thought it was yeah. But
so mine would just be straight then. Can I just take the first
rolls? Yeah.
Okay, so at least one of them will hit then. As he swings and he says, "I cast."
Testicular torsion!
And he just swings it down, missing the first time as it dodges, and he just swoops it back up, hitting him. Damage?
Yes, what?
Thunderblaze Sunder!
Real.
But
That's a
9
real spell. It was
slashing.
invented by John Thunderblade 5 decades ago.
Yes, sir.
Oh, God.
9 slashing damage. And I will keep posted in front of this thing with a big, giant, bloody smile.
Bart, Jordan, your turn.
Okay. After kind of looking into the eyes of this creature that tried to kind of give me the pennant stare or what have you, you just kind of I just kind of respond with this kind of cold, not like cruel, but unfeeling stare in a way that just kind of feels exhausted rather than indifferent. And I will just attempt to jut my black blade in between two of its hollowed out ribs into its chest with my Acheron blade short sword.
Yeah.
And is this attack going to be with disadvantage?
No, not against the mummy.
Actually, I will say, before I do that, I will, because I'm right in front of it, if I may, I would like to first do steady aim as a bonus action, forfeit my movement for the turn to give myself advantage on this little stab.
Yeah.
Oh yeah?
And that is going to be a 27 to hit.
That barely hits.
Yeah, I thought maybe I just had to ask. So damage is going to be 6 piercing, and then unless this creature is immune to the frightened condition, I'm going to give it disadvantage on the next saving throw it makes before the end of my next
immune
turn.
to the frightened condition.
Okay, so similarly, whether, by some form of incapacity to do so, it is not frightened by the power of my own blade.
You guys have a stare off, and neither of you yield real.
They're having a
But it's
staring
not
contest.
aura, it's just tragedy that has
It's
drained that
ungod.
sense from us.
It's what's it called?
True.
You saw V Perona. Depression off.
I just have a negative personality!
Yeah.
However, because I did have advantage on that attack, I'm going to roll sneak attack damage.
Hell yeah.
So I believe at my level, which is, I roll 3d6. So another 14 for a total of 20 piercing damage.
You did not like that, let me tell you.
And that will end my turn.
She. Apple, your turn.
in stock now.
Smash, smash, smash. Since this, how does this motherfucker look?
Seen better days. This thing, obviously, it's dead. It never really looked good, but you watch the sort of like the spell that is keeping it together. These sort of bandages over it seem to be like singeing and burning and struggling to hold it together.
Ah, I see, I see. Alright, alright.
If it could bleed, you'd say it's bloody.
Ooh, yeah, okay. I'm gonna throw something at it.
The process.
Bro.
Relax, Granny.
Man. She is here for one thing and one thing only.
I'm here for one thing and one thing only. I said it at the beginning.
Roll again.
You did.
The hits.
Nice.
Let's go. Let's go.
I want to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
Don't show her to my kids! Abow!
And you watch as your lightning rips
I wanted
through
to
the sort of like
disintegrate.
the sort of like eldritch old magic seals that make up this thing's like mummy wrappings, and it sort of singes and burns away, and you can actually hear its soul sort of be ripped from this plane.
Yeah, baby.
As it should be.
Alright, that's your turn?
Time to go towards my other kiddos. Where are they? Where are they? I assume they're this way, because I can kind of see that token.
We're in the dark.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're in the dark.
I'm right here.
5,
These are-
10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Am I crazy, or are you moving less than you actually could with the squares? It looks like you're moving twice
The
in each
squares
square.
Are, yeah, the squares
The
are.
squares are
the
bigger
on
than
the
us.
map. Yeah, the squares
Yeah.
are on the map, not the
Yeah.
not on
Yeah.
Foundry.
I'm just using Foundry squares.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Fair enough.
That's your turn?
Yes.
It is the last
It's
of
blast
the ghosts'
and blast
turn.
only.
And the go. Oh yeah. Bring it,
He's going
bitch.
to swing at you, Barker Senpai.
No better target.
Oh, it has advantage because you were reckless.
Yeah.
He missed.
You take 21.
Was that above a
Yeah.
17? I'm guessing.
It was above a 17. It was in fact a 19.
All right. Are you round down or round up for half damage?
Get around down.
All right. 10 damage.
What?
Oh yeah.
That was 17, brother.
Huh?
Why would that be 10?
No, he
I
said
wanted-
21 damage.
21 damage.
Yeah.
Am I tripping?
He said his armor
no,
class was
yeah,
17.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, okay.
You're
I
good.
understand the confusion now.
Whew.
That
I
scared
was
me.
like, bro,
Multiple
why
numbers
he added
restated.
damage?
Your turn.
Can he make a deck save for the pixie exploding?
Oh yes, yes you can. $11.
Actually, I do need to look at this. It's 8 plus proficiency, which is 11, plus my con, which is 4. So 15, he fails. Take
Oh,
more fire and lightning damage. 3!
Yay!
Alright, that's its turn. Forest, your turn.
Okay. I'm going to reach into my chest again and pull out that pendant. Calcifer, come on. And he's gonna like go from my hat into the bullet and shoot out into this thing's heart. And that is my hex. And then I'm going to see if I can hit that mark.
Real. You.
This is a disadvantage, right?
Yeah. From inside, Parker, you watch as the sort of like hex seal appears on this thing's forehead. Natural one!
Oh, buddy!
Whoa!
They just
Ouch.
both go wide, and I just like look at my golden revolver that a devil gave me down in Georgia. What the fuck, buddy?
Damn.
It's just one of those days.
my turn.
I know that
Your
feeling well.
turn, Parker. You do know
And-
that feeling well.
Xander just smiles. Excellent destruction! Arise, Pixie! And from the ashes, lightning crackles and it appears behind him again. And he goes for his reckless attack, which will just be singular regular swings. Hiya!
Hits.
Hiya!
Hits.
Awesome. Hiya!
14.
Hiya!
God damn.
16.
And that'll
It
be
is
my
not
turn.
looking good. It is not looking good. It's
As
looking
he-
so bad. I am about to ask you a question.
Almost. Oh, you did, or you're going to? What? Huh?
I'm going to right now.
Oh, ho,
Let me
ho.
ask you something.
Sure. What
How
is
would
it?
you want to do this?
Well, casting one of his favorite spells, he raises his great axe up and says, "You have stood before the great sorcerer, Xander Prismari. You will feel his mightiest strike, Pyro Strike Surge!" And instead of 2 strikes, his axe just turns lightning and fire, just consuming his hand, no longer having the shape of an axe. And he just strikes down, splitting in half, as one half just burns away into nothing, and the other crackles with lightning and sizzles into nothing.
And again, you can feel its soul leaving this plane as you slice this thing in half, and you are met again by darkness and silence in the ghost quarter. There's one other direction to go to now, at least.
Is
It
everybody
seems
well?
Ma-
Just a moment, and I'm gonna silently walk over to Xander. He might not have felt these, and I'm gonna pull a bullet out of each one of his butt cheeks.
One hell of a distraction and inspiration for my combative.
And Jordan, I will also say, you still feel cursed.
I'll worry about that later. Maybe, but for a moment, this can temporarily mitigate it at least. And I'll kind of like hold my black crystal blade close to myself, and you'll watch as kind of like where you see where that rotting claw kind of lacerated into me. You see kind of where there would be blood or viscera spilling out. You just see out from those open wounds, a couple of petals of white orchids are kind of hanging out, and some of them just kind of like turn black and almost like photosynthesize and clot the wound a bit as I gain 8 temporary HP.
Hey!
You do not. Under the mummy's curse, you cannot gain hit points.
Not even,
Not even
temporary?
10 HP?
Oh wait, let me read that actually.
That's
He
gonna be
said,
a
"Hey,
crazy curse.
yeah, that's brutal. God damn.
Mm-mm-mm.
I have something for curses.
No, actually, you can gain temporary hit points.
Awesome.
Okay.
Awesome. Phew.
Cool.
Timeline intact.
So as a
Timeline
couple of those
intact.
white orchid petals kind of turn black and kind of blossom and clot the wound, I'll go, that should at least temporarily mitigate the problem. I don't know, I'll see a cleric about that or something later. Is everybody else well?
And
Surely.
Any-
The
what-
already, like-
what do you guys? What flowers do you guys bleed, by the way?
wait, what?
Oh, yeah, so in Diawara lore, people don't have, like, blood and guts and viscera. We canonically bleed flowers.
Oh,
The only reason I knew this is because I've
shit.
played these games before.
Oh
So-
shit! I thought that was just your shit.
No, my fault. Sorry. No, I was just
Wow.
That's an
I was just going off
shit.
of lore that CD established like a whole year ago or some shit.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, Mr. Vesker bleeds white orchids.
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay.
You know, I was just simply not thinking about that.
in your defense, we haven't played in this setting in like a year, maybe like even
Maybe 2
significantly
years.
longer than that actually.
Yeah.
I bleed
Um,
wilted lilies.
Oh, I love that.
Hell yeah.
I
Um,
bleed black roses that immediately turn into ash.
Nice.
What an
uh,
mixture.
Xander will definitely bleed like a combination, like a bouquet of red and blue hydrangeas or whatever they're called.
Hydrangeas.
Hydrangeas,
Hydrangeas.
yeah, yeah.
Based king shit.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, Xander's gonna just kick the already like broken and wilted door, and it's gonna fly off its hinges and just kind of walk out. Oh, I don't want to select him. Ah,
Fairies, is everyone okay?
right as rain.
And I'll come over with my lamp.
What smart thinking, young man?
Well,
Why,
thanks.
here.
I kind of
And she
needed
pulls
it.
a cookie out of her pocket. Eat up, child. I promise it'll be delicious.
I'm gonna sniff it first.
Poisoned
Definitely a good
cookies.
idea.
You sniff and you get a strong ginger smell. These do seem to be, in fact, ginger snap cookies.
Oh
Ah.
my god, yes!
I'll eat it right up in one bite and just go. I feel better already.
You feel rejuvenated. Not physically, but spiritually.
Emotionally, yeah. Grandma's cookies make you, healing qualities, of course. No, but
A
that is
hidden
just
effect
saying,
will be rolled later.
the fact that
Oh, what
such
the
a thing just happened just now. You don't think that this is by chance a lead, or at the very least, a distraction? I think I heard somebody once say that where you know you're playing the game right when you run into bad guys along the way. Or something of the sort. I don't know.
Well,
Smart young man.
well, my nose was never wrong before. So I guess we just keep going down that trail, and we'll slay any unliving pest on the way if necessary.
Sounds good to me. Although, I did receive a bit of a wound during that one. I would prefer to avoid confronting every single potential foe outright if we are going to continue around this district. But I
Oh,
will heed your judgment, and as long as we stay close and on a high alert, maybe a bit more vigilant now that we know that there are those around here willing to attack us, I'll keep my eyes peeled.
Go ahead and just drink one of those potions. I'm sure that'll get you right as right. And I wouldn't mind having one myself, actually.
Oh, right, of course. And I'll toss you yours because I'm carrying both of ours.
Awesome. Cause ouch, not looking great. Greater
I mean,
healing.
Well,
if you want to take a minute to get your breath, it might be beneficial to hold on to those. I'm gonna sit down and click my nails together. I'll light up a cigarette.
Oh, you think we should rest instead, huh? You all do seem to be a little bit more wary than I. Maybe I should be more resourceful. And he'll just sit down, put his axe on the ground, and he'll just lightly start to glow that red and blue, and he'll just take a short rest if we're all gonna do that real quick and heal himself up.
If
I
we
imagine you guys
can.
kind of like barricade up in one of these buildings.
Yeah.
Or
That
how
might
you
be
doing,
smart.
Mark?
Not
Yeah.
that they can't just
Veg out in the alleyway.
Yeah.
Grandma will
Yeah.
be preparing tea
To which
for her young
I will
one.
say, over the course of your rest, you do see a couple ghosts on occasion do wander in, and when they do just kind of like stand there and hover over you.
If I may, is there a chance I could actually begin talking to one of them if they kind of
I
just
mean,
sit and watch us?
yeah, you can try to talk to one.
I'll kind of walk up to one of them and just go, yes, hello. Sorry, don't mind the wounds. If you would please, we are looking for someone around here. And I was hoping if you could possibly impart me a bit of knowledge, either to help find them or perhaps even to, well, once I do meet up with them, possibly boast of my speaking skills with them a bit. After all, it sounds like from the job I have been given, they're going to take some convincing. And I'm going to use my Whispers of the Dead feature. Whenever you finish a
Mm.
short or long rest, you can choose one skill or tool proficiency that you lack and gain it as a ghostly presence shares its knowledge with you. If I may,
Hmm.
it can also be flavored. Like part of it can be gaining a skill, like maybe survival for tracking or persuasion for talking. But I was hoping maybe just in a general social skill check, if this, I wanted to see if this ghost had any knowledge of like who we're looking for or anything about them that we could use to maybe talk out with them. That being about this spirit with a hole in its cranium and piercing beautiful green eyes.
You approach this ghost. Uh, this one seems to
Gesundheit.
be a younger, like young man, like 18, 20, with these sort of like beastly wrens in his soul. It looks like this guy was like attacked by some sort of animal, probably. As you use your sort of whispers in the of the dead, it goes from staring at you, and you watch as its eyes sort of like the sort of like clouds around them clear up a bit.
My apologies, I didn't mean to alarm. I was simply hoping for a bit of wisdom.
I have wisdom I can share. I have wisdom I can share. And it is sort of like looking at its body, sort of like in amazement right now. Like you've pulled it out of a dream.
Well, by all means, even from youth we can draw many tales and experiences. I have no shame in asking the younger for help.
Yeah. I'm from. I'm from. I'm from a war.
A war.
How did I get? How did I get here? Why did I? Who are you?
My apologies, I should have introduced myself. I actually do not truly know my name, but I guess looking at you has me a bit nostalgic. Here, let me show you something. And you're gonna watch as Mr. Vesker pulls from kind of underneath his cloak, underneath this very simple shirt, a little kind of small silver chain that has a locket on the end. And there are going to be two very small pictures in the locket. The left one, kind of underneath in the middle, you see three figures. One of a rather younger, more lively, no bags underneath the piercing blue eyes, shorter, sandy, kind of dirty blonde hair, man of his ilk, along with a ginger, deep red haired elf, and then a kind of strawberry blonde half elf toddler, or even an infant. That the two of them are holding together, and it's just going to say the Vesker family scratched underneath it in one of the photos, and he'll just say, "That is, well, I do not know how I came across that or why I was holding it, but it is how I know my name."
Oh, your soul is all over this, and he's sort of this ghost is kind of looking at it and like clearly being brought to tears. It's like every emotion this thing feels is like 1,000-fold.
Well,
I'm
I
so
was never
sorry
really
for your
sure if that
loss.
was. Oh, no. I'm not quite sure about the nature of it myself. In fact, he kind of turns around and looks at the locket. I don't remember any of the people in it, really. I just know that once upon a time, when I was younger, I was maybe a hunter, a scout of sorts, and I think well, I don't know. But, nevertheless, you are right. My soul is all over the place. Tell me, is it common to be able to perceive souls?
This is this is one of the afterlives here. They're all over the place. This this is for the blasphemous, those that died doing something profane to something they beloved, something they worshipped. The ghost quarter here. It's very cold. I've been here for a very long time. Can you get me out?
I will do my best to attempt. However, unfortunately, there is another soul I need to meet first, before I can truly get in touch with, well, some experts. I think I coincidentally may have just met a man who knows a little more about souls than I. After all, he somehow was able to perish the thought. So you mean to tell me that those around here are not at rest?
And will never be at rest.
Kind of thinks back on the 2 or 3 spirit individuals that his party just killed. Ever, you say? In that case, I will spare you no more of your time and not give you the stress of necessitating thinking too hard or looking back on bad memories. Sorry, continue.
You had a question for me, friend?
Oh, yes. I was simply going to see if you had any wisdom on this kind of person that we are looking for. You see, we have been tasked to find a spirit around here that has, well, a conveniently sized hole in its cranium, as well as what I've heard to be piercing, beautiful green eyes. We had to talk with it and possibly get down on a case involving, well, an unkind folk.
Atlantiana?
So you have a name associated.
Piercing green
Atlantiana.
eyes and a bullet.
Yes,
In
yes,
her
a bullet,
skull?
yes. Exactly. So you do know who I am talking about. Have you seen them around here recently? Have they been causing trouble? Keeping the peace? What of them?
She's new to town.
That
And
much
she's
sounds like
been
the tracks.
plotting, taking control of ghosts, corrupting their souls. She wants revenge. I don't know on what. I try to avoid her. She
I think I know on
stays.
whom.
She stays in the building with the grass roof.
The grass roof. Any chance you could point me in the direction of this place?
He
I'll
is
take
going
care of the rest
to
from there, I promise.
stare out forward and point in a direction. Keep going down this road.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Will you deliver my soul?
I will to the best of my capacity. If the people around here are truly not at rest, then whatever powers that may be at hand to stop such, to damn you, I will do my best to undo them. After all, I most certainly, for my own sake, need to find somebody sooner than later that is capable of removing curses anyway. He says as he kind of exhales and clutches like the current slightly festering but mostly quelled wound clotted by black orchids on his torso.
We aren't cursed. We're being punished by a god of malignment. Something
God of
like
alignment.
that.
Well, I will see just what I can do about gods. Although I will say, to the best of my ability, I am not going to sit here and lie to you and say that I am capable of confronting cosmic forces of untold scale all by myself, or in an instant.
Get me free, please. Thank you.
I will do
Go
my
in that
very best.
direction. And as your sort of whispers of the dead fade, you again see that sort of fog take over take over this creature's eyes, and they are back to silently staring.
Nice. As we're kind of like ending up the short rest, I'm gonna walk over and sit next to my three friends. And I'm just going to look at Apple, Xander, and Micah and go, if you don't mind while we're finishing up here. First, sorry, I should say I did have some wisdom imparted on me by one of the nearby spiritual residents that I think I've gathered the location of our culprit, our target, of sorts, as well as a bit of information about them. And sorry, can you run that name by me one more time? It was like, not Anastasia, not Esmer, Atlantia. Atlantia, thank you. But I did have a question for the lot of you. In the time that we've been working together, do any of the lot of you know anything about souls? The ability to perceive them? Even beyond the idea of just seeing these spirits.
Well, I only know what I was taught. The Gnomish clan speak of spirits that once you die, though I've never seen a realm like this ghost quarters, from what I've been told, when you die, your soul goes to the weave and is forfeit to the chaos of its... Obviously, he doesn't know anything. He's a very unintelligent individual, and he's just repeating things that he has heard and could just be myth.
I just pull out my cigarette and I put it in my mouth.
You can roll me history also. Oh, wait, actually, you definitely know.
Yeah, I put my cigarette in my mouth and light it, and I just take it all in one drag. And I don't say anything.
I see.
What an unhelpful fellow.
No, in a way, I understand.
What would an 18 give me with his mix of myth of gnomish spirits going to the weave and actual true to the world?
So, you're an adventurer, and you've picked up various sort of like myths and legends from around your travels, especially going this far south, you know? And something that's been theorized to people, especially among those vagabonds that come from worlds with gods different from our own, is the afterlives around Diawara are probably like they're said that there are 99 places across this world that can be people's afterlives when they die, and this might be one of them.
He shares that, but it's obviously mixed with a lot of like mythological
it's more
bullshit.
so like hearsay. Like it's a lot of like legends of there's a place where you go, like this is where people go or they die, and it's a place that you can literally go to.
City, of the 99 places, is there any that is like based around the weave or the arcane of like more of like a elemental resting place?
You from your time at some point in your adventures, you briefly had the companionship of a genie, and it did tell you that yes, there is an elemental afterlife somewhere out there, far as close to the sun as you can get.
Well,
To the deep south.
Xander will express how deeply he hopes that when he does perish, which he's still not sure will ever happen, he hopes to go there.
Oh yeah.
Jordan, what languages do you speak?
I speak Common, Elvish, and Thieves' Cant.
Elvish.
Elvish brothers.
In Elvish, I'm going to look up at you and, I'm gonna say... There's a lot of different places. The one I know best is called Hell. I will head there myself one day. And I'll, pull off my locket and kind of toss it to you, and you'll see the bullet with my name carved onto it. My,
Bullet with your name carved on it?
Yes, that is my spellcasting focus.
He'll kind of look at it and inspect it. Does the name look like it's carved from your handwriting, or would I not have enough experience with your handwriting?
You'd be able to
In our
tell that
time
it's my handwriting.
I'll kind of similarly, after, listening to you speak in Elvish, you'll watch me kind of pull the locket on the silver chain off of my own neck, kind of above my chin, kind of tucking my hair behind my rounded ears, and toss the locket to you, and you'll be able to open it up and see 2 pictures inside.
Know who they
If
are?
you open it up, you'll see the one on the left being a much younger, and while stern and gentle, more lively Mr. Vesker. Shorter hair, cleaner cut, a bow and some arrows slung over his back, and a similar looking kind of cloak with fur next to a beautiful red-haired elf, and the 2 of them kind of with what seems to be a strawberry blonde half-elven infant on the left. And on the right seems to be the same man, a little older, with a rather colorful variety of folk. An older, sagely man in a wizard's garb, a almost monkey or simian-like girl with her hair in a high ponytail, a rather nervous sorcerer, and kind of with his arms around a couple of them in the back, this horned, green-skinned, tusked tooth man with just a stern, cocky grin.
Wait.
With on the left it says the Vesker family, with no words under the right.
What the fuck?
I thought I recognized this character.
Question: are you guys having this conversation like in front of me
Yeah.
and Parker's character?
Yeah, I asked all of you about the souls thing.
Well, let's...
Okay, I'm gonna whisper back. Is this a private conversation? Do we
It's
not
in-
want him to know in Elven? Because I also speak Elven.
Which is funny. Xander then looks at you and says in Elvish, "Oh, I thought we were just speaking other tongues. I didn't know this was private."
You also speak Elven?
Yeah, Dwarvish and Elvish.
Yeah, I was gonna
why
say,
think
elves
we're
are like
only
some of
one
the
who
most
didn't speak
magically
Elvish.
inclined people in the world. What makes you think he wouldn't know the language of the magically attuned?
Yeah.
My
We're
face
having
funny.
just
a
goes
silly conversation right now.
blank.
You guys could just fully be an Elvish only speaking party.
We really
We
could.
absolutely
That,
could.
no, you guys could just like plan in front of people.
Yeah.
So
Unless
funny.
they also speak Elvish.
Yeah,
and then
unless
we're
they also
boned.
speak Elvish.
My face just goes blank, and I'm gonna toss you the locket back.
Forrest, I'm just curious. Obviously, that was supposed to be like a private, and it's a funny reveal. We all knew it. But like, how much of your character's like kind of connection to his deity and like his magics and what he does? How much of that has been revealed to us? Because in one of your kills, you literally had him consume that thing.
Yeah,
Has
but
he
nobody
done
else
that
has seen it.
before in front? So none of us have seen that before.
Nah, you
I
just see
imagine
me
you guys have been
shoot
We still
traveling
have
together to get this far south. You guys have probably been traveling about a year together.
Yeah, but I'm pretty low.
I've probably not
key,
fought
you
any
know?
creatures like that yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even then, no one saw him consume that. So just obviously
Yeah.
above board, just trying
You
to
guys
like.
were literally, he was like in the dark in a corner by himself.
Literally. No.
Okay,
yeah.
so we
I mean,
don't know
you
that
see-
aspect.
I do
Okay,
some
cool.
like weird shootery shit, but I mean, I don't think anyone other than Apple would be able to see it. I don't know.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I was just curious, so I didn't roleplay too heavily into that.
No, you're
I am
good.
as ignorant as I should be.
You're good. You're good. I'm gonna hold out my hand for you. give me my fucking chain back, and I'm gonna say it in common. You traded your bows for blades. What changed?
Well, as much as I wish I could give you an answer, unfortunately, whenever I realized I had this on me, I don't really have memories of my younger years. As if at some point it all went away, if that makes sense. I don't know. I just remember meeting all of you and doing some work as a hunter, and before that I was in some flowers and I heard wind chimes. It's all hazy before that. But clearly I had a youth. I had a life. I do have a life now.
And this would be a similar story to all of you. At some point, you not the amount you know about your past vary, but you did all spawn here, sort of like you grew out of plants here, and it was clear to you that this was not where you were from originally.
Oh fuck! Was there a document I should have read before?
Right?
Yeah, I did not realize.
No,
we were
it's okay,
different
it's
types
okay.
in this
I am,
world.
like I said earlier, I am just going
There
off
is
of
a
lore.
document. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
I'm going off of
great.
lore from the last time.
Everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. But every single person in this world came from a different world.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah, this is an isekai setting.
Yeah, this isn't.
I had no idea we were playing in this setting until like
Just
early,
now.
Yeah.
Now
I
you're
know
good.
we mentioned the blood thing, the flower thing. I was like, huh, that sounds familiar. I wonder if that's just like the setting we're in.
Yeah, no.
Are we in
Forrest
that
Parker.
druid place I was in?
Yes, we
nah,
are,
we
yeah.
shouldn't be.
Or the one where you played a pixie who lost their arm. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. Lee and I have played a game in this setting before. We played like 2 sessions, and I just
Dude.
like
R.I.P. those sessions.
yeah, no. So you two are not to blame for like any of the like yeah. No, don't worry about it.
No, it's awesome. I'm getting the context. Like now I have more. Don't get me wrong. I made a perfectly ignorant and full of himself character to where like that's okay. But man, it's just really cool lore to now have like, oh, I understand my setting a little bit more. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
What is
Yeah.
also funny is I think everyone's character, even unintentionally, also works in the setting.
I mean, the setting is kind of in a way to where like most characters will fit in it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Happy. I just knew I recognized this character, and that pendant
Oh,
scene
yeah, of
just
course.
definitely
So this is Reese?
did it for me.
This
I
is
don't
Reese.
recognize
Yeah?
that.
This is
That's
Reese,
what I
bro.
thought. I
I don't
when I
know who
looked
that
at
is.
the picture.
It's okay. You're the only one here who wouldn't. Don't worry about it.
Okay, I'm
Not
glad
like
I'm
a
not
gatekeeping
just
sort of
like,
way. It's just
dumb.
like I said to them, I'm not blaming you because like obviously this is from a campaign that the rest of us were in.
Yeah.
It was my.
But
game.
yes, this is a dark timeline.
Fucking
If you
Our
can't
dark
tell.
timeline, Reese.
W.
Yeah.
Yeah, damn, and you're a rogue. Okay, yeah, that makes perfect.
Yeah. It's so good. Ugh, my heart.
I'm a phantom rogue.
Yeah, he is.
Damn.
Edgemeister over here.
Oh
Which
yeah,
is-
brother.
Bada boom!
Yeah, of sorts. After I'll toss your bullet pendant back to you, I'll just go, well, not really much more to learn there, but once we finish up, I think I know where we can head next. I was pointed in the right direction by a nice gentleman.
And Xander's skin stops glowing from its self-healing, and he kind of pats his chest. Well, I think I've got my spell slots back. I'm ready when you are.
So fast, strong
And with
young
that-
man.
You guys head towards the building with the grass roof.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Real quick, how old is Aunt Wormwood?
How old does she look?
Like she should have expired a long time ago.
25? The correct answer is 25.
And my favorite anime is usually pretty young. Because
She
the older
looks.
they look, yeah, sick.
She looks incredibly old. You honestly are baffled that she is in such good shape as she is. It's honestly quite peculiar, even.
Mm-hmm.
So she has to make a deck save.
Yeah, every.
My aim! God damn it!
Okay. Perfect. I'm good. I'm satisfied.
You guys head down these sort of crumbled, decrepit streets, and not before long, you arrive at a building. It is a sort of like hut-shaped building with this long, sort of like roof made of grass. And you see, in place of like where windows should be, it looks like they have like coral, kind of like grown around it.
Fancy.
Do we know what coral is? Because there aren't oceans.
If you come from a world with an ocean and you remember the ocean,
Interesting.
then
Okay.
yes. But otherwise, no.
I come
There
from a
are no
different type of
oceans
sea.
here? I
On
did not
God,
know
he comes from a sea
On
of
God, he
dreams.
comes from a different. On God, he comes from a sea of dreams.
Jordan's really good at that kind of shit. Holy fuck.
Thank you.
That was banger.
You step in.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, I
we
actually
not?
first I will. You said this place is like the doors aren't just wide open, waiting and welcoming, right?
This place, no.
I'd like to check for traps. I'm feeling a little more vigilant.
Check
Yeah.
for traps.
What would that be? Investigation, perception?
Investigation or perception, whichever's higher.
Yeah. 20.
You carefully check along the sort of window and the door, and you almost missed it, but your hand falls back over it. This doorknob seems to have a glyph put upon it.
A glyph. Well, I can't exactly lockpick that. Anyone else except for me, please. And I'll kind of like trace my finger along the faintly glowing runic patterns on this doorknob. Do these strike a chord amongst any of you? I'm not quite as well trained in Arcana as some of you, much less able to deal with such an issue as this. Assuming it's on the doorknob, I'm making a rash assumption here that it will possibly be an unpleasant event if we attempt to just waltz right in.
Well, let me take a look, dearie. Let me see if I can do something to help us.
Alright, what you gonna do?
I would like to just like inspect. Does this seem familiar? Does this look like a glyph of warding?
Roll Arcana.
Okay.
What's up?
Dog's just like, please, master, take me on a walk.
Love me, please.
Love me, love me.
Say that. Dude, your natural 20s today are crazy.
It's
Girl,
the
what's
apple
going on?
wormwood difference.
Yeah.
You take
dude,
one
hey.
look at this, and one, you know immediately it's a glyph, but two, you've seen this exact, like, handwriting and glyph before, and you sort of, like, connect it again. Not only do you know what this is, you feel like you might know who cast it. This seems to be, one, a glyph of warning that contains a very powerful spell, Feeble Mind, but it only goes off if you lie to the person who cast the spell.
Oh.
Wait, repeat that last part?
It contains Feeble Mind, but the spell only goes off, essentially the person that pulls the door
Ah.
would only be affected by the spell if they lied to the person that cast it.
I see.
Based.
Has any of you told a fib recently?
Been a minute.
Xander is like definitely looking very guilty.
Maybe don't touch the door, dearie. Let someone else open it for you.
Sounds
Are
right.
you implying that
Wait.
somebody who doesn't lie should open the door?
Perhaps. Notice how she's like not volunteering to also open the door?
Just kind of clicking her fingers together and stepping back, receding into the shadows.
Yeah.
But also, like I said, you think you know who cast this.
Yeah.
The name Atlantia doesn't seem to ring a bell, but whoever cast this is definitely someone from your past, like pre-Diawara.
Whoa.
Me?
Whoa.
Apple lore?
Apple lore.
I cannot lie. I
iOS
did not.
update?
This is crazy. Me in particular?
Yes, like
Yeah,
you.
you're
like,
a
specifically,
character.
You look at that handwriting and you're like,
backstory.
you're like, I only know one bitch that dots her arcane runes with fucking hearts.
Hilarious.
That is so funny.
I shall not. Oh, my arthritis is acting up. Someone else who can
I'm
Vesker, dear.
going to put my hand on the door,
Good deal.
I'm bringing
and I'm
this
gonna
bitch
look
back
at
another
Micah
time. I
and
love
just
her.
go,
Yes,
"Oh, no,
sir.
he's too cunning." And
What?
I will press down on whatever kind of door handle this is. I'll press down on the latch and push or pull, given whatever type it is.
You push and walk in. It's this sort of like ornate brass handle that seems to have like these sort of like green almost like what would the word be, like imperfections in it on purpose, along with those arcane seals. You turn and walk in, and you are hit with an unfamiliar smell. It smells like salt, maybe? And you hear this sort of like, it's almost like this distant crashing of waves. Like water being disturbed. Like if you've ever been to a large lake, if your character has ever passed by a large lake, you've heard something similar, but this is like even more. Your character's not familiar with the ocean, but it sounds like the ocean. And
Familiar.
inside, sort of, you see this ancient woman. She like the way fucking Auntie Apple looks too old, she looks too old. There's this sort of like long, spindly beard growing from her. She has a full set of teeth, actually. Something you notice, her eyes, perfect, piercing green. Her teeth, perfect, white, as if she's like gone to the dentist every fucking day.
Stuffing ears.
From
This
her
damn bitch.
from her skull, you see a singular blit hole, and from that hole, you see a singular, what looks to be, it looks like sort of like wisteria that are kind of like growing out of it, like blood. And then she had this like slick seaweed hair that goes down. She's semi-transparent, this sort of like deep green color, and she's giving like raspy breaths and knitting. This sort of like long, it looks like a scarf. And as you enter, her eyes fall on you. Oh, come in. How can I help you, dear? How can I help you? And she's going to, oh, 1 second. And Jordan, you feel like there's something sort of tickling at your brain for a second. One second, I need to change. And she is going to step, slowly sort of get up, struggle, and sort of very slowly meander into the back of her hut. And after a moment, she leaps back out, this time in the shape of a very familiar, fresh young lady. She seems to have tickled at your brain, Jordan, and is now wearing the face of the woman in your locket.
This
That
bitch is stealing my mojo.
That's not cool, man.
And Lee, do you also walk in?
Yeah.
And as she sort of leaps, she goes, "Oh,
Well. Bitch number 2. I don't know what her name is. I don't know this woman.
Atlantia."
Atlantia.
Bitch
But bitch number 2 is
one.
funny.
Number 2 to me. Can't replace this bitch.
Sassy old lady.
Bitch is right. Well, I see you're wearing our skin.
My skin. Just because you like to copy me does not mean you can call it yours. Our.
I like to copy you.
Yes, you do, dearie.
And she sort of backs it. She sort of chuckles at that. What do you want? Apple.
We came here for a very important reason.
What is that reason?
You notice like a bead of sweat comes down her cheek, and flashes of you guys remember she was in fact asleep when she was taking the quest. She has no idea why she's here.
Fuck, improvise.
And she sort of looks you up and down, Apple. No use hiding. No use with those fun little games. And she is going to sit back down in her chair and say, "You're hiding something."
Well, yes, but aren't we all?
It's good to know that you have things you don't want your friends to know.
Get to stare at the
Oi.
ground.
Don't tease our friend. We all have our own personal secrets. We
Yeah.
respect each other's privacy.
Micah's just like looking around, remembering everybody speaking English.
Are we speaking Common or Elvish right now? I need to know.
She spoke to you in common,
Okay.
but she does speak Elvish if you'd like.
We could theoretically.
Yeah. Switch it up on this bitch.
Just looks like a dog caught in the
Well,
act.
if you don't know what you want, you can get out.
Well, I'm more so here
well.
for moral support for my children.
I think we came to ask you about your anathema.
My anathema?
Yes. Well, your
I'm
coven.
dead, dearie. I don't have an anathema. And when you say her coven, you see her mood visibly like shift rapidly. My coven abandoned me.
Oh my.
I
fault.
don't have a coven.
Well,
Just a lone hag plotting here in this fucking place.
You don't gotta
But
be
you were never
alone.
good at making friends, so.
Well,
I.
Vesker here will be your friend.
Do they know about you?
I mean, they know I make a good tea.
The most delicious thing I've ever had.
You make such a good tea. Yes. You're always changing the recipe. And it always came out good.
Why, yes. You know, you travel around, you taste a new tea leaf here, a new additive there. There's so many different teas to try.
And she's looking at you up and down, just kind of like holding, like he's talking to you like she's just like holding something over your head.
You gonna tell
Oh,
us
I
she's
know.
a hag?
I know what this bitch is holding over my head.
Listen,
What do you need? What do
we
you
want to know your coven's anatomy, so that we may slay them ourselves.
Hey,
From what I heard, they betrayed you. If you help us with that knowledge, we'll leave in peace and no longer take your form. Which sounds like you're taking others, and maybe that is Auntie Apple's own form, and you're just a deceiver. But what do I know? But the mission at hand. Will you assist us, Atlantia?
No. I hate my coven, but I love them more than I love people like you. And people like her.
Stop, you crackety old bitch! She like smacks you in the head with a fucking like with her wand, like the blood's end. Now you listen up here, okay? We are going to need your information so my young men can earn their coin to feed their wives and their children. But I'm sure they have.
Oh.
it just looks
Like
at
to
the
roll
ground again.
intimidation.
Just kind of like picking the dirt out of his nails.
I like to roll intimidation.
Yeah.
Yeah, roll intimidation.
God.
Oh my god.
Dog!
Dude,
You watch as you
who are you?
you unleash this sort of old women's fury on this hag, and she twinges for a bit. She scratches her beard.
Her what?
Her beard.
Yeah, she has a beard.
Yeah.
What the?
Man, he made your wife's vision have a beard. That's hilarious.
I imagine it only appears this way to me.
Yes, it only appears that way
Oh. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
to you. She's like, oh, somebody walked in. I'm gonna try and fuck with them.
Noted.
She scratches her beard for a moment and says, well, you're not going to take no for an answer. So, I planned on doing this myself. But I'll trade for it.
Oh. What interesting.
And I already know what I want.
Oh. Oh, fine, I guess. No guessing. Taking
And
the fun out of
she
it.
Gonna
points.
point at Vesker.
Yeah, she's gonna point at Vesker.
I'm like, I turn and look at her and look at my hand and fuck.
That's fucking crazy,
And
by the
she's
way.
going to say, you're holding something dear to your heart.
Oh, I thought you meant you wanted him.
No, I want his amulet.
Well, that's
That
pretty
thing he
rude.
holds so dear. Of course, if you don't want to, then I can keep that information and my sisters will do that thing that they're about to do. And let's just say we'll all go swimming for a bit.
Go what?
Go swimming for a bit.
Xander's gonna look at Vesker.
You don't
I'd-
even get anything out of me giving that to you, do
Yeah.
you?
It's dear to you, my dear. And
Pathetic.
and she sort of like makes this sort of like eating, slurping emotion at the sky. Love things that are dear to you.
I'm gonna look over at Vesker and like point at my gun and throw my hands up. Like,
What you wanna do,
what
blood?
you gonna do?
That's up to you, player.
I will say it's rather rash of you to act like that these things are of equivalent value. However, I will stoop down to your level. And he'll kind of clutch the amulet and kind of take it over his neck, his chin, his head, and kind of hold it in his hand out in front of him. If my memories, and whoever I was, bound to this, over time they have ever so slightly, my skills, visions, returns to me. If fate wills it, so will everything else, regardless of whatever I may carry on my body. If you want this so bad, just to get your rocks off and see me part with a precious object associated with my youth, then I won't even give you the satisfaction of watching me grieve. And I'll just kind of throw it to the floor in front of her. Those memories will come back to me in due time. I shall will it.
And you watch
I already
as...
know half of my name.
Ooh.
The other half will come in due time. And even if it does not, it is not the end.
And she is going to... As you say, I won't even give you the satisfaction to grieve. She does kind of frown for a moment. And you throw the amulet to the ground, and she, with telekinesis, floats it over to her, and she slowly...
Hello?
Yeah. City?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Deep contemplation of his next line.
True.
Release.
I
Stab
just heard
at
him
you.
scream from his room.
All right.
Oh,
Yep.
I would go check on him.
He said, "Oh."
Ah.
Hello? Hello?
Hello, hey.
Hi.
But I was saying she, with telekinesis, picks the amulet off the floor, and sort of maintaining eye contact, put it on, and gives a little chuckle. These are the kind of games I play. These are the kind of games I play. Well,
I have now been made aware.
the anathema my sisters oh so heavily despise is the ghost of a dearly departed sky kami that made the sun too bright.
Dearly departed sky kami that made the sun too bright.
Of course, we have him watched. There is a lovely little helper with him to make sure he doesn't stray too far. He sits a day's travel from here. as you get closer to the bloomless seer, the bloomless scar in the Serpico swamp that sits just outside this city, you will find an old, lovely, active cloud giant named Wormwood.
Oh.
Have him change the weather, and then those triplets that remain, they'll be vulnerable, killable. The anathema's effect.
I see.
If that's all.
Well, I got a question.
Yes? And she kind of looks annoyed as he said that. Like her smile drops.
Well, if hags can't exactly die, then how'd you die just from getting shot in the face?
Because that hunter is a strange fellow. The thing he shot me with doesn't belong here. The thing he shot me with, it removed me from the weave. It made me, and she sort of gags as she says it, mortal.
That's quite interesting.
He didn't even need an anathema. He didn't need my anathema. He just killed me. And they let me die alone.
And in Infernal, I'm gonna say, well, that's unfortunate.
And she does not speak Infernal.
Fuck!
What are you guys up to now?
Well, I'm
She's
tired
gonna
of
shoo
this.
you guys out.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm tired of this wench. This old bat has flown the coop. I don't need to speak to her no more.
Understood. She's wearing a face I do not wish to see in this context.
I thought she was rather rude.
Imagine wearing a face.
That's part.
Good joke.
We have our directions, and the Bloomless Scar is on the way to Mount Azerai. It is convenient, even.
I say we go to the shrines and get a blessing or two, and head that way now.
That's all you.
Sounds fine to me.
That's
Let's go.
all you, brother.
That's all you, brother.
All you, brother.
Alright, I will lead
And
them
with
out of the
that-
ghost quarter to the shrines.
As you leave, you don't even need to shut the door. It just kind of closes behind you as an unpleasant hag. I hate that bitch. The unpleasant hag is behind you.
Unpleasant
And-
indeed.
You are led out of the ghost quarter. As you arrive back to the town proper, you see you notice where the cats were just kind of being normal cats around you for the most part. Now they kind of avoid you for a little bit. Especially you, Jordan. There's sort of like a wide circle around you. Nothing kind of wants to really get close to you right now.
I pay them no mind.
and you guys head towards the outer city, where you reach the sort of like wall of Harath, and on this wall, just hundreds, thousands of shrines to various gods, along with some very, very large ones. That being to gods of the sky and to gods of like sort of good travel.
Hmm. Xander's definitely gonna like kind of like look amongst them and see if there are any kind of like elemental or like anything that reminds him of his Prismari background. Just filling it out, and if there aren't any, then he'll head towards the sky and the travel one.
And as you are looking at this wall, so Vesker, you speak thieves' cant, right?
Yeah.
You notice on each of the shrines, the sort of like third letter written above them is written in this very sort of specific shade of gold. And sort of piecing that together in your mind and looking at this tableau before you, you see this sort of message begin to form. And it says, "Those who want to meet at the shrine of the broken god." And then it sort of begins leading to a shrine of what seems to be a very minor, like sort of stone god, one named Hassan.
Hassan.
And you said you were looking at which one was that?
He's trying to find any that are of like the elemental based or anything that reminds him. Yeah.
There is, and this is a very, very common god, one that is sort of worshipped as far north as you come from, and that is Koi, the sun god, which is known to be a very like sort of elemental, primal fire god.
Yes, I would like to pay visit there. Right up my alley.
Okay. You visit a shrine of Koi. Inside of it, you see this shrine is it's sort of built like a hole in the wall, like burger place. There's like stools outside. There is a priest inside, and it's sort of the outer walls of it are in this very thin, sort of ornate gold leaf depicting the sun and its sort of like golden rays beaming out in every direction. And along the sides of this thing, you see there are just like books, leather-bound books, on either direction to the left and right of the priest, who sort of is sitting back and sort of giving like sort of counting what looks to be like this like beaded piece of rope beside him. And as you approach, he sort of gives you a nod. Smells a lot like oils here.
Well met, cleric. I'm new to this land and have been suggested that shrines and different priests of your make could help us on our travels. And I was called to this one. And I was wondering what you could do for me.
A priest of my make? Yeah. And he's going to close the book and sort of flare his nostrils. I can do a lot of things. What do you need?
What do you offer for a grand sorcerer of my own? Make. I'm curious what you have.
And he sort of looks you up and down. And one, actually, roll me perception.
Okay.
Mm,
Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Perception. -3, so 23.
You notice, even through his like sort of like monk garb, which seems to be again still very very simple, sort of red with like this deep gold sort of like satin lining that's striped around it. You see just rippling muscles underneath.
Really came to the right place. I see you're a man who also likes to train in the arts of bolstering muscles. Respect.
Of course. If you want to worship the sun, you have to be as mighty as it.
We have a similar saying. The weave is strong and dangerous, and some physically cannot handle its might. The more physically powerful you are, the more you can hold on to the chain of lightning and the ferocious volcanic fires.
You are an adventurer. So,
Through and through.
you seek a blessing, or perhaps a cure, or perhaps healing. But you want something, yes?
I do. Again, depending on what you offer, you might be able to help me in all of those avenues.
It depends on what you want.
Well,
The
first things
sun has
first.
so much to offer.
And just so, you said we've been together for like a year now, right?
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, he's gonna like look over his shoulder, probably assuming Vesker and them are kind of hanging a little bit back, or at least within hearing distance. He's gonna kind of look at him and look back at the cleric. If you do have the power to heal of sorts, if we can start with you helping my friend back there. He, well, he usually bounces back from his wounds, and it seems that something is tainted him.
And
Would you mind
he sort
looking
of
into that?
looks around you to your friend, and he is going to cast something very quickly. And you watch as his sort of eyes glow. Your friend is cursed.
As I thought. Is that beyond your means?
No, I can do it.
Of course you can.
The sun is mighty. Let me burn away his.
Vesker,
Let me burn away
come
his
here.
pain.
And you also kind of like blink back into focus after definitely reading something and kind of staring at some of the statues. Yes, sorry. How can I help?
No, you will be helped.
Oh,
This man has promised to help you. Heal you up again. You've been
hi.
gloomier than usual.
He's gonna say,
Go ahead.
I can help you. It is going to take a quick payment, 10 gold.
Do I have that?
You got paid 66. You
Oh,
got
all
paid
yeah, we got
6
paid in
hours
advance.
already
My
up front.
fault. Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah, you're getting the other half when you finish the job.
Easily, of course. Here you go.
You offer him 10 gold, and he's going to say, put her there.
All right.
And he's going to give you, like, motion for a high five.
Oh, of course.
And as you watch as you feel the curse get burned out of your body. It doesn't feel bad, it just feels intense. That shit is like a shot of espresso.
Well, I definitely feel my spirits lifted a bit of sorts. I didn't like to imagine I looked that gloomy, but Nevertheless, thank you. I appreciate that. And just on a whim as well. Tell you what, I apologize. I
Rising
was just recently
suns.
handed quite a fortune. And I will hand him another 10 gold for your troubles.
And he's going to put it into the donation box and just say, no trouble whatsoever.
Excellent. Now that you've helped my lad, what else can you offer blessing-wise, or what can we exchange for the currency we have?
Well, you are adventurers, so I should make this offer. You can join me and be paladins of Koi, and together our fist will blaze across the sun. You can start now, and he sort of looks at you all. It shouldn't take more than a year to get some basic training in, and then with the sun at your side, you'll be unbeatable.
City, how tall is this, I guess, shrine?
The shrine? It's not that big. Like the shrine keeper is a gnome. He is a fucking jacked gnome, but it is like relatively small. It is not a, because this, like I said, this entire wall is sort of made up of shrines. So each of them is not that big.
I'm sitting up on
Exception.
top, just smoking. You're just gonna hear me say hard pass.
Agreed. As tempting as the offer, that seems like a a commitment some of us just aren't ready for. Do you have anything to help us on our travels for the next 3 days?
Next 3 days. And he's going to, I offer you a blessing. Would you like a blessing?
We would be grateful, yes. Even a simple one for luck and travel would suffice.
Or combat prowess?
How
That's
many
not
of you are there? How many of you would like to be blessed?
There are 4 of us total, but I don't think the 2 of us speak for everybody.
Not at all. Micah? Apple?
Hard pass.
Auntie Wormwood is blessed enough. Woohoo.
Well, you
Well
heard it
then-
here.
Just the 2 then.
He sort of rubs his hands together. Usually I'd charge for this, but you tipped me. You look like good people. So, and he is going to very quickly cast a spell and deliver a prayer. That in the deep south. Let it blaze forever. And you're going to watch as this sort of like cool mote of flame sort of like leaves his fingers as he snaps and coats over you. For the next 24 hours, you are blessed.
Yo!
Oh,
Fuck yeah.
shit. Hell yeah. Oh, thank you, man of cloth.
My spirits frankly feel even higher than ever. Maybe I was feeling a bit gloomy before.
Koi loves you.
I certainly feel it. Oh, that actually did raise a question. I wouldn't consider myself the most experienced or, no aficionado, of course, in terms of religious lore and knowledge. But depending on how confident you are in your general religious lore and knowledge and whatnot, I don't mean to kill the vibe with this one, but I just had a curious question. Are you familiar with the concept of divine punishment?
And he smiles. I am divine punishment.
Oh, I see. If I have to wildly guess, it is in some sort of way to where those who are unkind, evildoers perchance, are smote down by your power. If I have to make a presumptuous guess.
Of course. Blasphemers, like those in our ghost quarter.
Right. So you are familiar with the Ghost Corner and the souls that kind of roam there in some sort of limbo. Stasis, even.
Yeah. I don't know what god they fucked with, but whoever it is that has power here, that's it's a piece of the underworld that sits right
see.
here on our plane.
I see. Well, thank you for answering my question.
Of course.
The wound I received that you was
You must
burgeoning
have-
with that strange dark power that you cured was inflicted by a soul over there. But there were other souls there that were different.
So
That
you're
felt-
new here.
Of sorts, yes. I don't mean to sound so completely and utterly out of my depth, but I guess I do give it off the more that I talk.
This is the furthest south you guys have ever been.
Yes, until of course we... Well... Actually, let me
further.
see that map again, and I kind of like ask for the map with the Bloomless Scar and Mount Azeri.
Mm-hmm.
Is that to... Did you say that's to the west or to further
It's
south?
to the southwest.
Okay.
Excuse me, to the southeast.
Okay, to the southeast. I
Yeah,
gotcha.
there's a swamp right behind, sort of like to the further to the south of here, and then once you go like further and further out, you hit the Scar, and then eventually, like this sort of like mountainous terrain that seems to make up Mount Azeri.
Okay. So to his question of saying, is this the furthest south you'll ever have been, I say, well, for now. We are about to trek out a little bit, which is why we are asking for your generous blessings.
Of course. Not many people are here that long. This is sort of a gateway to the rest of the south.
I'm surprised.
The first
This is one of the
uncharted
few.
territory.
This is one of the few bastions that I've seen of civilization in quite a while. I'm surprised that people
Yes.
don't really stay here more often.
Well, those not of the cloth don't typically last that long here.
I see.
And if you're going this far south, you probably intend to go further south.
Of sorts. Whether it be for glory, some kind of calling, duty,
There are other
Exploration
cities, of
purposes.
course,
to uncover
some that are
secrets.
stationary like this one.
Some kind of
But-
call of duty.
I don't know where the fuck they are. Or if they're even still there.
Right. Well, thank you for your time.
Blessinged. Of
I,
course, of course. Glory
I'll
to the
leave
sun.
closing up the conversation to Xander. I will step outside.
Nope, I'm good. Thanks a lot. And he's just
Praise the
gonna
sun.
fall right behind him.
All right, we will see you later.
See you later. Where are you guys heading next?
Well, my
Yes.
spirits are quite high. I think we should capitalize on this and go ahead and make our headway to the Bloomless Scar. Again, we are working on a timeline, but it hasn't even been a day. But I'm
Agreed.
sure that the time it takes to traverse will cover a lot of that time.
Indeed.
So no better time than now. We can go ahead and get started towards the Bloomless Scar.
Onward.
And without any objections,
Let's roll.
we have a map. We have been blessed. We are equipped with weapons and magic.
and start heading. Which I guess she did also say you have to go to Serp. So she said the Cloud Giant was at Serpico, and the Hag Coven was at the Bloomless Scar. I guess.
Oh, my fault. I thought the Giants was at the Bloomless Scar. Where's Serpico on the map?
Serpico seems to be that swamp between here and the Bloomless Scar.
Oh, okay.
Wait a second.
Okay. So it's all kind of like on the way in a trail.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
And you guys
Alright.
begin your trek south.
We do.
Yeah,
To,
we do.
to which the sort of like forest of the sort of forest that was around you very, very quickly sort of begins to take on more and more water. You see more cliffs, and you notice slowly the foliage on the vegetation seems to grow whiter and whiter. As you're heading deeper into this sort of swamp, you're starting to realize that the sort of trees that make up this sort of like rooty swamp system, their leaves seem to be made of clouds, ones that are perpetually sort of like shaking off. There's always this sort of like light rain over everything. Very, very wet.
I just put my
And-
hood up to keep my hair dry and not catch a cold.
Yeah, tighten the duster, tuck on the hat. We're locked in, brother.
Unbothered by the change in weather.
King
No
shit.
one's going to get the umbrella for apple warm water.
I'll
This old woman in the rain.
slide off my duster and just put it along you. At least that'll help.
What a kind young man.
So, you're sort of entering deeper into this swamp known as Serpico. There are sort of these big, plumy, sort of like cloud trees all around, and that perpetual rain everywhere, and the occasional path, though at times you do have to sort of dip into this sort of like muddy water that makes it up, and you're trudging through, and you feel a sense of deja vu. Like you began moving, and you swear you passed this sort of like fallen tree trunk that looks an awful lot like a penis, like 3
What
times.
the fuck?
And we're like all collectively gathering a sense for this.
Yes,
Feeling
you're
the
just kind of
notion.
realizing you're like, things are looking too familiar.
Anything else feel a little uncanny to anyone?
Hey,
Bit.
don't do that.
Perhaps a bit.
Hey,
Hi,
hey, stop it.
Uh-oh.
What-
Chewing at City's
What's he
feet.
doing? What's he doing?
He's scratching my carpet.
Yeah, I
Ah.
can let you be doing that.
If I may, let me test a theory and we can keep on going. I'm going to just kind of in a tree stump near the trail that we've been walking, just gonna take one of the 2 daggers off my belt and just embed it into the top of the tree trunk. Just to kind of
Okay.
stab it into there and let it stand.
Hell yeah.
And I am just going to watch for a second and make sure that it's stuck in there nice and good. And I'm just going to keep on going.
And very quickly, after about a minute or so, you pass by that same stabbed tree.
I'd like to go over to it and retrieve my knife.
Alright.
Damned it all! That blessing did shit. We're going in circles.
As I kind of twirl the knife and put it back in its sheath on my belt, I'll just go, The fact that I'm able to actually retrieve that and take it again means that this is no illusion of sorts. Somehow we are actually just walking in a circle. We haven't been particularly consistently curving to the left or the right in our trail, have we? Not accidentally walking in a true circle, no?
Of course
Which
not.
means surely, unless we are much less competent at traveling than I realize, which I'm sure we're not. We've made it this far. This is some kind of, well, intervention afoot.
You need to go
Assumedly of
outside?
the magical kind. Whoa. I say rather than trying to move forward, we're stuck here anyway, so let's comb this place to the best that we can to find any possible culprits or sources.
Fine.
Okay, I'm gonna take this dog for a walk. We should take a break, actually.
Okay.
Okay.
30 on 30.
30
30
on
on
30.
30. Elatro.
I will be back momentarily.
I gotcha.
So for how long? I cannot say.
I don't know.
The boy's brain is
I
frozen.
will be quite honest, I am a bit eepy, a bit tired.
Do we want to call it here, actually, with you guys going into the forest?
It is
Yeah,
a
we
good
can.
stopping point.
I was
This is
gonna
a good
say, because
stopping
it's
point.
midnight Eastern, and if you're gonna need to take a break to walk the dog anyway, then we can pick this up
True.
later.
Yeah, we can
No
we can
No
take
problem
it back.
with that.
We'll run this
Sweet,
back.
sweet, sweet. This is
Yeah.
where we pick back up.
Can I
Hell
just
yeah.
say, can I just
Uh-huh.
say,